Right, good afternoon, good morning, welcome everybody. We're back to the good old days. We are back with Gamecaster. Now let me just see if I can remember how to work this button, hang on. Now that should get rid of the Be Right Back screen. And it has done. Welcome to Dwight, welcome to Cobra. Cobra's calling it close. I am back on Gamecaster because I've had audio problems with the XSplit broadcaster, and in all honesty I can't be bothered dealing with it at the moment, so we're back to the good old days. You can see the chat at the bottom of the screen. You can see the chat, well, I can see the chat on the right side of my main screen now. I don't need a second monitor, but I do have the second monitor on YouTube because it's the slowest feedback. Twitch is usually the quickest, but I presume I'm coming through loud and clear, guys. Give me a confirmation that everything's okay. Now I've got this table set to the. I'll just put it up to show you. In fact, no, I can't because I'm already in the room. But I've got it set to 30 instead of 28, and this does, take my word for it, this does roll out as good as the pro tables on the live stream. Now I'm just watching that break back on YouTube. See, the ball does roll out a bit better at that speed. I like it at this speed. That's going to be a snooker. No, it's not. Right, here's a 2-3-9 combo. 2-3-9 combo coming up. Watch this. Oh well, so much for that idea. The plan was, as far as I'm aware, that Steve intends to be here. So I'll just need to tab out and have a quick look. No, he won't change it. No, he probably won't. But I'm old school. I'm old school as far as I would like it to be as fast as the proper tables that I'm watching. 2 minutes. No, I'm muted because I was tabbing out there to see if Steve was there. In fact, I'll do it again in a second. Hang on. We'll see this this shot first. Right. Right, he's not there, so I'm not going to keep tabbing out looking for him. If he turns up, he'll turn up. He'll say something in the chat, no doubt. That's just going to sneak out. I think it's... Oh, it's partially covered the one ball. I don't know whether there's enough of that one to actually make the potting angle. I think it's too thin. Well, Bill had a good go at it. But this is a definite chance for Cheekychico to pinch this first rack against the break. Needs to go behind the 4, and he's clipped it. I don't know whether... I mean, ideally, the worst thing that he wants to happen here is to run this 9-ball full in the face. And he's done his best to avoid the 9. He's going to fluke it in the side, though. But he probably should have tried not to avoid hitting the 9, because if he'd hit it fairly thick, that 9-ball, he would have had the 5 into the right side pocket anyway. And now he's got the fluke, he has to make the most of it. And that's a good shot. Nice solid pot. The stun draw backwards for the 7th. And then, of course, the big shot. And he's inside the 8-ball, which is good. So now he needs to get the spin working off that short rail in the top and avoid the scratch. Well, he came inside the 10-ball, which is actually pretty good. There's still the danger in that right side pocket, but it was still a good shot. And the pace is nice in this as well for Bill. So Bill is going to get the first rack in the board on his break. But most certainly wasn't a break and run. 2 balls in the break, and then he had a 1-8 combo possibility, but he's got there in the end. And Chico, ball in the break as well. And no shot. Now, that has got to be a dead set combo. That 9-2-8. If you had any ball down here, that'd be one way of dealing with that. But the 2-9 doesn't go the other way. But if you had a ball down here and well, that's going to change now because that's moved to 8. You know, if for example you were down here and you didn't have a real shot in the 2, you could kick that 9 and the 2 would go in. So this is going to get a bit dicey. Don't forget, we've got week 7 of the Saturday night 9-ball league coming up later. Well, this is a touchy little shot because if Bill can get this full in the face. Well, he's caught the edge of it. Now, hang on a minute.
Good morning.
Bill won the lag. Couple of balls in the break in the first rack. Eventually got out after a little bit of an exchange. And this is basically where we've got to.
So what do you think of this match?
Well, Cobra's already called it 13-12 to Bill. I think I would still put Bill as a favourite, but I think the one thing that Bill doesn't have in his armoury is that jump cue, and that probably evens it up in terms of safety exchanges and who's going to kick better than the other.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with not having a jump cue as long as you kick well. If you don't kick well, then
you see, that's
could be a problem.
Yeah, Bill doesn't get a lot of practice at that. That's the thing. And obviously, it's one good benefit that you can use the kicking option. He obviously has to, because he doesn't have his main weapon of defence, which bails him out of a lot of holes that he gets put into. I think there might be 3 racks in this at the end. 13-10 to Bill.
You know, Bill's a pretty good player. Cheeky is, Cheeky, if he can not make the silly mistakes, the missing balls you should never miss. If he can get away from that, he's pretty tough. I mean, I was impressed with how he played, except for the easy misses, and he's got 100% win record in league, which is pretty impressive. I mean, he's right now he's the best player in league, so I think he plays better than everybody thinks he does, if he can get away from the silly mistakes.
Well, he's going to have to get into it fairly quickly. He's 2-0 down, and that was on his break.
And it could be 3-0 here. I mean, we've all seen Bill get on a roll, and Bill gets on a roll, and he's pretty tough. Yeah, Cobra says Cheeky needs to control his nerves, and I think that's really the case with that kind of player, where they're playing well but making mistakes they shouldn't. As it typically ends up being nerves.
Well,
oh, did he call a combo here?
Yeah, I don't know why the 3 goes. I mean, the 3 goes.
It's pretty tight. The thing is he was on a line where that combination was easy, and he ended up dogging it.
Well,
that's surprising.
I think if he had a better line in the 3, he would have just played the 3 ball.
I think you're right.
It did go. It did go.
But he had a perfect line on the combo. I'm not sure how he missed that. I mean, that was pretty poor. I mean, maybe he was thinking a lot about how he was going to get on the 3 ball, but
this isn't good.
Boy, watch out here.
This isn't good. And this is how a match can quickly run away from you.
Boy, he really lost the cue ball there. I mean, that he was not on the right line at all. He should have hit that end rail at least a foot further over.
Now, what's he trying to do? He's got going off the diamond.
Yeah, he's calling the side pocket.
Now he needs a bit of a luck.
Hit it pretty good, but that's not going to do it for him.
Well, I can't see where this is going to go wrong. The 10 ball.
You just got to make sure you don't make the 5 here, which he didn't.
10 balls well off the rail.
Yeah, he's going to be out. It's going to be 3-0, and yeah, I have a feeling Cheeky is a lot more relaxed when he's playing league than in these WC matches.
Yeah, and there really should be no difference, other than the fact that it's over a longer distance.
Well, the difference is, kind of what you make of it as a player. I mean, that's.
When you think about it, though, Steve, if he's enjoying the league better than he's enjoying the pressure of this, then to me it'd be the opposite way around. Because the one thing you don't want to do is let your teammates down. Where's this cue ball going?
Yeah, well, pressure's all self-inflicted. So what bothers people can be different. Not everybody's the same. Yeah, obviously he's more comfortable in league because he's playing a lot better there.
Well, he's got to get the bank, and that's a missed call, and that's this rack gone because Bill will cut that.
Yeah, this could be missed, but not likely.
It's going to hold the line, just hold the line.
Yeah, that was close.
Well, the only way's up now for Chico. His brake's got to start working right now. And the 8 ball goes in. Now, how's his luck in the 2? Not great.
Yeah,
2 ball blocking the 1.
For the kind of player he is, getting behind is going to make it tough. And the reason why is that when you're the kind of guy that does a lot of good things and, moves the ball good, can run out a lot, but then you make silly mistakes, it's like trying to come back is hard because to come back, you need to play pretty clean and maybe have some things go your way. And as soon as you give a rack away, then, you pretty much have gotten rid of any progress you made.
Well, he's just using the 2 as a stopper because he's ducking for cover according to the safety call.
This is a little tricky here.
He's played that not very well. He's got to get cover, and he has done.
Yeah, actually, he played it really well. The thing is that
he bumps the 6 or he bumps the 9. He's left the 1 on.
That was an all or nothing shot because he wasn't going to get to where that cue ball is without hitting the 1 thin and missing the 2. And he may have planned that all along, not to run into the 2 ball. But the problem with that shot is if you don't get there, then you're exposed.
Well,
but he had the 9, 6, 7 there. So there was a pretty good chance that if he hit that on the right line, he was going to get the hook. And here he goes. Now, this is where, everything's pretty simple here. You got to get on this 3 ball good to get down to the 4 ball easily. So this is a key shot right here.
Well, that looks reasonable enough. The only thing he'll do is hook himself behind a 5.
He overrolled it a little bit. He's going to have to force this down. This is a little tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to cut it into the side of the pocket. Oh, he tried to go the other way.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, that works.
He may have gotten away with it. That wasn't, that.
Yeah, the danger was finding that tiny gap going over that side, but he stayed in the gap for the 7 and 6. So
I would have cheated the pocket and forced it over, or cheated the pocket and gone forward. But he got away with that one, and he should be out here. You got to watch the 7 ball here. Well, he's playing straight across, so he doesn't have to worry about the 7. All right, so he's going to get out here, barring one of his hiccups. Yeah, he's another one of the players on VP that, really could become a contender in these tournaments if he could just clean up the game. Because when he's running out like this, he looks like, hey, this guy could play.
Yep, this should settle him in. Break goes back to Bill, though.
Yeah, but doesn't have to make a ball, doesn't have to hold serve. I mean, I don't think the break and run percentage is very good for most of the players in this thing. you know, first off, you got to make a ball on the break, which, you know, is maybe around 50% for people breaking halfway decent. And then you got to get a shot on the low ball, which doesn't always happen. And then you got to run out. So, you know, I don't think the break and run percentage is very good. I bet it's 10 or 15% at best. I don't know that we keep that stat. I guess we do keep, yeah, we do keep runouts in the break.
Welcome to Spud Boy. Welcome to Fast Eddie.
Well, this is an interesting safety here. I mean,
well,
it's sitting real good for it. You just got to make sure you don't miss the ball.
And he hasn't got it thin enough.
Yeah.
Way too thick, Bill.
That was a little tricky there because I like shooting that shot with right English, but you couldn't in that situation to get the cue ball on the line you wanted. What was that?
Well, it was an attempted safety behind the three, I think, to use that line of balls, and he's going to be locked up.
Yeah, that was not
wait a minute.
Really all that great.
Bill's calling the 10. I thought he would play the lockup there.
I would call this 10 too, because you can get cover on the 8. It just, well, he's not going to get cover hitting it like this.
Yeah, he's got it.
He doesn't need it.
Bonus there for Bill. And the poor safety was the result of it, or was the cause of it. Chico's got to get the cover when he's playing the safeties.
All right, well, he's got a great break. Well, watch out, 2-ball.
And I think he's done for, yep.
Oh, man, that 2-ball just kind of squeaked in there at the end. That's painful after that kind of break. The cue ball really good. You make 3 balls, and then the 2-ball just slowly rolls into your path. Well, this is a little bit of a tricky situation here. And he didn't handle it well at all. You know, he's being exposed here with that part of the game, that moving game where, you know, that was just, you know, that was a tricky safety. There was a number of safeties you could have played for there. None of them were particularly easy. That's a situation where you might decide to push out to something else because, you know, shooting a difficult safety that you're not sure about and selling out is not going to win you matches. Well, Bill didn't get it done, so Cheeky's going to get another chance.
Well, again, it is another chance, and he's got to be out, though. That's the thing. This is a thing I go on about. At this stage in the tournament, chances like this, they're all there. He's going to have to cut this to the side. It doesn't go past the 10.
Yeah, well, this is a natural shot. A little bit of right English. Not, he hit that way hard.
He's going to run into this.
Yeah, he
that'll do it.
Well, he got lucky.
That'll do it.
He could have got on that 4-ball hitting it, you know, a lot easier than that.
Now, how tight's this 5?
That's not bad at all.
That's
you
fine.
Shouldn't have any trouble with it. Just got to decide which side of the 7 you're going on, and he went on the side I would. It's just more natural that way.
Now he's got to get the line in this cue ball right as well as he come to the railing out. He looks as if he's come to the side railing out.
Yeah, I don't like that shot, but he'll get away with it. He's got just another little funny angle here where, you know, just rolling the ball. I would bring the ball out towards the center of the table, shoot the 10 on the side.
Pace looks good.
Is he going to get there?
Well, it's sort of in between now, isn't it?
Yeah, he just didn't hit it. Which, you know, you didn't really want to leave that short, but he's okay. I mean, this isn't a hard shot down the corner.
Well,
thought about hanging it up.
Used all of the pocket. So again,
tell you what, when we put a little bit more friction on these rails, that one might have hung up. You know, I don't know, when I make the friction change and bump it up a little.
Right, 3 balls in the break.
May not go in.
3 balls in the break.
Well, Cheeky did that last game, but he didn't end up with a shot. And this is actually sitting pretty good to move that 3. Now, coming up with a shot on it's another story. This is a little tricky here. Now, I'm not sure what Bill was trying to do there.
Well, he was setting up the combo, wasn't he, Steve?
I guess. I mean,
yeah.
I don't honestly, I don't know how to play pool like that. I don't have that in my bag. Hit it and get lucky. I just don't try that.
He's staring down the 3.
He managed to come up with a shot on the 3. I don't know if that was a plan, but he's got a shot and he's probably going to get out here. Oh, that almost hung up.
Well, this is a crunch shot here.
Gotta watch out for the scratch.
I don't like this.
He was watching out for the scratch a little bit too much.
Bedhead territory again.
Well, you know, this is an important rack because if Bill doesn't get out here, then, you know, Cheeky is really right back in it. And if he does get out, then he's still got a 3-game lead again. And you know, this is a huge rack right now. Oh boy, there's another one. He's had 3 balls this rack that didn't have to go in.
Well, the pace is taking him in. This for 5-2. And Chico under pressure again on his break. The real one that settles you down like at this position in the match is getting a break and run. He's got the first part of it. The 1 ball's gone, 2 ball is on, 4 ball goes past the 8.
This is an interesting shot here. I don't, you know. I think that's a reasonable way to play it.
Well, can you avoid that 6, or Steve? Can you avoid the 6? That's the problem with this shot.
If he goes forward on this 3 ball and comes back down table, which I think is what he's going to do.
He's got to get down far enough, though. Yeah, this is short.
Yeah, he needed to hit that harder. Well, so on this shot, this is a little tricky because you're going to get a lot of the 6 ball. Yeah, you know what he needed to do there was put some English on that so he could spin it around the corner.
Yeah, a bit of right to help it.
And this is looking like, you know, maybe he's going to play safe. We'll see what he decides to do.
Send it to the 10. Don't leave a combo and run for cover. No, he's trying the other way.
This is not a very good safety.
That's leaving the bank on for Bill.
Well, I think, you know, Chico's been exposed this match as not having a very good safety game, and that's critical in these kind of matches that you can play safe.
Yeah, well, this is the thing about these big tournaments. It's, you know, it's to test everything about your game, not how well you pot balls. I mean, you know, Spectre Don pots balls well, but he's got his frailties as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, his gear is a little bit higher than Chico's. He doesn't make as many silly mistakes, but he's another guy that was exposed as not having the greatest safety game.
And now he's in trouble. I don't know whether that...
Let's see. I think he might be able to kick behind the 7 ball.
Oh, that's very tight.
He can kick behind it. The problem is I don't know that he can spin it enough to get into the 5 ball. I don't think he can. Even with a lot of spin, I don't think he can hit the 5. He'd be better off doing something else. Yep. Yeah, he didn't even make it by it.
That was way too tight.
Yeah, he would have been better off trying to play a 3-railer. I think even if he got by it, that he couldn't hit the 5 there.
So roll into the side, roll past the side pocket on the left, play the 6, avoid any contact with the 10. That's the objective here, and he should be fine with that. He might want to put a bit of right on it again, just to make sure he doesn't scratch in the side pocket as well when he does it though. Don't know whether he'll put anything on it.
Yeah, he hit that. That was hit the right way. That's how you wanted to play that shot.
So Bill is threatening to pull away to an unassailable lead here. The lead's going to go to 4, or at least it should be. He's a bit straightish. There's a bit of an angle, and this time he's got the pace. Although he's ending up, I think, straight again, is he? No, he's going to have to dig into this a bit.
Yeah, this is you're going to have to hit this pretty hard. And I like putting a little left English on it too, just to help it. He's going to try to just drop back. Use the VP stroke.
That'll do. Played it well enough. Maybe a little. See, again, I just like to play these with a little bit of dig, just to make sure I'm not heading anywhere near a side pocket, because there's loads of room for you to play it. And Bill's doing that. Just a little bit of dig, just to stun it.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's been watching the pros play, in the U.S. Open, you'll notice that they play safe and they kick really well. It's amazing how well, players can play safe and kick, especially the Filipinos.
Well, that's dry for Bill, but let's put it this way: this will be some run out if Chico does anything here. I think he's got to bury Bill here.
Yeah, he's not running out here. He's going to have to play safe.
Right, tuck that 2 behind the 9 and run round into the 4 and 10.
You really need to run into the 4 ball is what you need to do.
And that's pretty good, is it?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Got him.
Is he?
I mean, he needed a little more speed into that 4 ball. A touch more speed, and it was buried.
I think the only problem for Bill here is trying to get away from this 2 ball. That 5 ball's holding it. He's gone behind it.
Yeah.
And it's left the shot on. So 2 into the corner, 3 into the side, 4 down the rail. Problems the 5.
No, the 5 goes in the same corner. He's going to shoot the 2, and he's just got to get good on the 4.
And the chances are, the shot he's going to play in the 4 is just going to be a draw back down the table here, and he's going to leave this 5 at distance.
Yeah, you just need to get fairly straight in on this 4 ball.
That isn't it.
That's not straight enough. I mean, that's that's a silly mistake. He's got a good angle and stuff. It doesn't matter if the cue ball goes further up the table. What was really matter is that he gets pretty straight. Even if he got dead straight, you could do something with it. This is tricky. He's got a shot. This is not the way you want to run this out, but he's got a shot. So
now, what do you do here? Do you run through and try and leave the 6-10 combo? He's calling the safety. But that is
this is not a very good safety.
He might be getting away with it though. Let's have a look.
He didn't.
No, I'm surprised he didn't go for the kill there. You go for the kill, you've got a 6-10 combo.
Let's see what Bill decides to do here. He's just going to bun it.
And I don't think that was great either.
No, that was terrible.
Oh. Well, it's got to be the 6-10 combo, Chico. I mean, you don't try and do anything crazy. You just get yourself up the table and at least have a sight in this thing. And he's punched it to the rail. I mean, that was not a difficult cut in the 5. He's worried about the cue ball, but you've got to make sure you get the first part of the job done. And Bill's going to play it. If he misses the 8, and that's perfect. I don't think he'll be any better on this combo. And that's where Chico should have been.
Chico's...
it's untidy.
Chico's getting tables that are a little challenging, and he's not able to deal with them.
So it's a big ask already for Chico.
My guess is Chico would be a lot better player on a bar table. And the reason why I say that is typically bar table players are that are a lot better on a bar table than a big table are guys that, do everything pretty well, move the cue ball good and this and that, but maybe they're not quite as precise with cue ball movement as some of the better guys. But on a bar table, you can get away with that. And on the big table, that kind of exposes you, like that situation getting on the 4-ball where, I don't know if he just didn't get it where he wanted or he didn't understand where to get it, but that just, it was a simple situation and he executed it very poorly. Well, he's going to have to try to go around or go forward. He's going to go around. He needs some left English if he's going to get around the corner. He didn't put any left English on it.
Needs to miss running into the 5.
Yeah,
and if he had English on it, he would have done it.
If he had English on it, it would have opened up off the end rail, and he would have got past the 5-ball.
Now, does he play the bank? I mean, I don't know what value there is in it because the 6 doesn't go. No, he's gone for the cut.
I think the 6 does go.
Does it? It's tight looking to me. Let's have a look.
It's a little tight, but I think it goes without a problem.
Yeah, it does. It'll go in. I mean, he can if he catches a tiny piece of the 9, it might still go in.
Well, this is a perfect bank. The cue ball is going to run right at the 7-ball.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I mean, that was just pretty automatic there.
Well, now he's in good a shape as he would want to be to pot the 6, but he's got it.
You got to be a little careful here. This is typically roll this with a little left English, and he didn't put the English on it, but he was hit into the rail enough. He killed the cue ball. He's fine.
Well, this is. I mean, it's nice and comfortable off the rail, and he's caught the knuckle.
Oh,
you see, that's the one you've got to be wary of. Steve's got a bug built into this VP4 game that means that the side pockets jump out and grab your cue ball or grab your object ball when you go near them.
It can seem like that sometimes. Well, Bill's shooting a combination.
Nope.
Now he's playing safe.
Yeah, it might as well just make it tough.
It's a pretty good safe. I think that was a good idea. The combo wasn't that easy.
Oh, great. Now we can see the chat messages in stream. Yeah, because I'm back on my old Gamecaster. It's working perfectly okay. It'll do for the time being.
Well, we've seen that Bill can make this shot. It's just all cue ball speed and getting on the 8. And if he's a little high, it doesn't matter with the 9. Oh, he's gonna play safe. I'm not quite sure why he played safe there, but the way Chico is kicking and playing safe, it's probably a good idea because he hasn't shown that he's very adept at it.
Well, that might work out in his favour because he's bumped to 10 and opened everything up there now to make it clearer to get to the 8. But if Bill can get this combo, it may well backfire. But it's probably increased Chico's chances if Bill can't nail this. He's going for the bank.
He's playing a bank shot, which is a little tricky getting on this 8-ball. You're going to have to hit this with some speed and some right English.
Oh, he's going to go centre table, I think. Is he running? He's almost...
That was well played. He didn't put enough right English on him to give himself some room for the speed, but when you hit it perfect speed like that, it doesn't matter.
Welcome to Mark.
Yeah, well, we've seen this in the past with Bill. Yeah, hi, Mark. Bill is pretty good at banking. That's one of the strengths of his games. He's definitely way above average for VP in banking.
Well, this is Chico's nightmare.
You're getting a lot of votes for Gamecaster, Q.
Yeah, because the chat's all on the screen.
Yeah.
And I don't need to. I've got the second monitor working watching YouTube at the moment. But I don't need it. I can just watch everything on my main screen now and plus the other thing is I forgot to say is the little doodle's back. There you go.
Cobra's talking about high beams on the stream.
That's what I like about Gamecaster. You can have it like the Telestrator. They don't use it at all. They don't have anything like that on the US Open. They don't do anything to explain things to people.
Well, that's Matchroom, you know. I offered to do something for them, and they told me they didn't care about pool.
I mean, they have it in the World Championships in the snooker. They can put a circle in the table to tell you where the player's trying to put the cue ball and stuff like that, and they also use it to show the lines for a kick to hit a ball. But they don't use absolutely nothing to educate people at all in the Matchroom stuff. Well, this match started at the top of the hour, so we're not even 40 minutes into it, and we were worried that this was going to be overlapping the second match. I have a funny feeling we don't have to worry about it. I think this will be all done within the hour by the look of it.
Yeah, this is turning into a thrashing here. But, you know, you do have to give Bill some credit. He's played good. I mean, Chico has not responded when he's gotten chance, and Bill's played pretty good.
You think this is sharper? I think the reason it's sharper is because it doesn't have all the bump going on, which eats up bandwidth. That's the one thing. I checked.
Yeah, it looks better to me too.
I checked Gamecaster settings this morning to double check that I had the what do you call the setting again? 6,000. It's at 6,000. Which I watched a video on YouTube the other day, and the guy was talking about what does he call it again? The bit rate. That's the word I was looking for. And the guy on YouTube said that Twitch has it limited to 6,000. So it doesn't matter what your bit rate set at in your software. They've got it limited to 6,000. YouTube doesn't have it limited.
I gotta say, that was not a very good push out.
Not the best of shots in the world again by Bill.
I mean, you can't push out to that.
Not just asking for trouble.
Yeah, and that's just you're just saying to yourself, lock me up, please lock me up.
Oh, of course, the other thing about Gamecaster is I forgot about it. I forgot about this. You can see the old hairy guy. And there's a dodgy looking guy just over my shoulder. Where's my hand went to? It's the wrong hand. It's that hand. That one. That dodgy guy there.
You got a green screen, Hugh?
No. I've got what do you call it? XSplit VCam, which has got the background removal. You can put in whatever picture you want in the background. You can even put a video in the background if you want. And you can also put a watermark. Now, in this case, the watermark is Steve Chapman.
You could probably get a better looking watermark than that.
Yeah. Well, I've got a shirt on, but I call this my smelly old streaming shirt that I use because it doesn't interfere with the colour of the picture. So it just lies at the side, and it's probably been washed about 18 months ago. And I just throw it on. I've got a pale blue t-shirt, but I don't like it against the background of the picture.
Well, you got one problem. Your voice sync is terrible.
Yes,
it's,
because
so far off. It's
and that's because remember, this is a Logitech 1050 webcam, which the webcam is only 30 FPS, and that's why I'm looking at changing it and getting that.
It's way behind more than a frame. That thing's got to be like a couple seconds behind.
Yep. I'm looking at getting that. What do you call it? That Rio. Is it Rio Pro? But I just need to wait and see if it comes down to a silly price. Well, there's a combo for Chico if he doesn't scratch.
Chico's got a game in. So we got some interesting U.S. Open matches coming up today. Max Lechner, who's Austrian, by the way, is playing Koping Chung.
I said he was either German or Austrian. I knew the name. The name sounded sort of German and Austrian.
Yeah, and he beat Mellon yesterday, which was impressive. And then Koping Chung beat Kachi, which was impressive. Koping Chung was one of my picks for this. So I mean, I'm going to pick him over Lechner, and then I'm going to pick one of my other picks, Beato, over FSR, which any of these matches could go any way. It's one race, and they're all good players. But I'm going to call it as Koping Chung and Beato in the final.
Well, these matches will start in about 15 minutes time then, because that's 10 a.m. If they're still doing matches in the morning in the tournament. If they're not, it's going to be
the Beato's Rua's match is at 10, and then Lechner Koping Chung is at 11.
And of course, now you don't have
Although that's not going to happen. These are races through 11. They're not going to play a race through 11 in an hour. I can almost guarantee you that.
Yeah, but they're not. They're not just down to one table, though, are they? They're still using
they're
the two
playing
tables.
them both on the TV table. At this point, they're going to play it on just the one table in the center. So,
well,
it's probably going to be more like 11:30. The next match is going to start.
Well, that's live on Sky. It's not on. It won't be on YouTube or Facebook anymore, because Sky's now got the rights to it for the closing stages of the tournament. So
it'll be on YouTube tonight when I watch it. I'll watch it tonight. I won't watch it live.
Well, I'll find a good stream. Mind you, I can't be doing that when we're doing the second match. That ain't going to get there, Bill.
But that Koping Chung guy, I've been impressed with him for a long time. Really natural looking player. Has won some big stuff. Just, a lot of people don't know him because he's kind of been in he hasn't won a lot of stuff the last few years. He kind of just went through this maturation process where he's played well in spots, but he hasn't been able to do it consistently, which is the hard thing to do.
It'll be on in 15 minutes, Mark, on Sky. I think it'll be either Sky Arena or Sky Main Event. It'll be either of those two channels it'll be on. And there's bound to be plenty of good streams going around for it.
Yeah, you've got some great players left.
But no Americans, Steve.
No Americans.
They were all out before, I think, the last 64, I think.
Well, Oscar made it into the last 64.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tyler Styler made it to the last 32, and Oscar made it to the last 32. Oh, and Gregory Hogue, who I don't know, he made it to the last 32 also. I don't know who that is.
Well, this is. I don't like this 8-ball. You've got to get into the cue ball to avoid the scratch. Yeah, and he wants that to get to the rail, but I think Bill's going to go for the bank.
Chico looks like he wants to get this done by
Bill's convinced he can
top
cut
of the
this
hour, so he can go watch the
that's a good shot.
pool on Sky or something. The way he's playing,
it's a good shot, but it's a tough 9-ball. I thought Chico was in the start of a mini comeback there, but it looks as if Bill can nail this.
Well, you can go forward or backward with this. You really got your choice. They'll both work. If you're going to go forward, you need to put a lot of top on this. Make sure you force it to the end rail. He's going to go backwards, I think. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, he's trying to go that way. Well, he hit it really good. They got the cue ball on the right path. He just missed the ball.
He certainly needed the pace to get there, but it's let Chico off the hook. Now, can he get the line and the pot and the pace? Well, he's trying his best to get there. Well, this is fine as long as he just gets that edge and it'll tuck along the rail.
He should be able to make this. Yeah.
Well, Spud Boy, you just need to get onto some of the streaming sites, but obviously it's
you
risky.
can get Sky Sports and BBC here. You just have to pay for it.
Yeah, you just got to pay it. Yeah.
Yeah, Koping Chun, he's I saw him when he was 17. He won the BCA 8-ball when he was 17, and he was a heck of a player then. I always thought he was going to be a better player than his brother, but he's sure taking his time getting there.
Now, has Chico loosened up a little bit here? Well, I think he wants to make sure he just comes back off this 6 and leaves that angle in the 7 to come around 2 rails into the middle of the table for the 8.
I'm trying to think what year that was that Koping Chung won that. That was like maybe like 2014 or something like that. I mean, he was like 17. It was a long time ago.
Now again,
but I think
this is dodgy. He's got to watch he doesn't play this plain ball.
This is simple.
Yeah, he's making sure he's avoiding the scratch. He's avoiding the scratch.
I would have gone forward with that. Forward with left English, off the side rail, off the end rail.
Well, he's got a good angle now just to come across for the 10. It's all about
just
the pace.
the way he hit it's not reliable. And then he dogs that. Well, that's been one of his bugaboos, is missing shots like that.
Yeah, too many of that kind of stuff. That's handed it in a plate to Bill. Bill into double figures, 3 away.
Yeah, Bill's played a good match. I think Bill's one of these players that, if he could clean his game up a little, he'd have a lot better chance of winning one of these world championships. I mean, he just he plays good and he does some things a lot better than other players, but it's just a few too many mistakes right now to beat a guy like Cobra or Albin. If he can clean that up, he's a contender.
Chico says he's not in the right mind. You guys can read the chat.
Look at this shot. Boy, how about that shot? That was something else.
Let's have a look and see. Well, he's going to just chip this 3 ball in off the 8. He's left.
That's not really the angle you wanted on it, but it should be okay.
I'll tell you the other worry I would have here is actually having something half decent on this 4 ball.
Yeah, you almost have to run into the 7, and the thing is everything was more difficult by coming up short. He's over the 6. He's got to hit the 7. Well, he just played the combo.
Well, he took a huge risk there because he had no clue where the 3 ball was ending up.
Well, he called the 3 ball. He didn't play the combo.
Oh, no, he didn't. I thought he'd played the combo. I'm surprised. Well, that was a really poor miss to actually combo the 8.
He only missed it by about a full pocket of where he needed to be. Yeah. Well, that's partly being jacked up over on the 6. Visually it looks different. And
well, this is an in-between shot here in this 3. And he's overcut it.
Well, he hit it pretty good, but not good enough.
Well, the one thing is it doesn't go past the 10, I don't think.
Yeah, you could make this 10. You could, no, you can't make this 10 ball. You could almost make this 10 ball if that 3 ball is sitting just a little lower.
Well, that's my biggest criticism with some players, and I don't know what Chico convinced himself he could do with the 3 ball there, but that wasn't it. That's just a sellout. There's no way that 3 ball was passing the 10 and getting into the pocket, I didn't think. Yeah, he's trying to get, Steve always defends him, defends players saying, going a wee bit faster, but, I think you just need to spend that wee bit more time setting yourself.
You just need to do your procedure. If you do your procedure and you're playing fast, you're going to be fine. If you don't do your procedure, then,
Yeah,
you don't need a lot of time to line up a shot and hit it. I mean, you really don't. But you know,
yeah,
nobody's telling that Ronnie O'Sullivan that he plays too fast. Why? Because he wins all the time.
yeah.
You know, it's like when people lose, then they go, "Oh, he played too fast." When people win, and then they just go, "Oh, he's a great player."
Well, I think
Ronnie O'Sullivan's one of the faster guys, right?
He's always been one of the fastest.
Yeah. You have to do your procedure. You have to get to the point where you mentally and physically you've done your procedure, but that doesn't have to take a long time.
Yeah. Well, we are 52 minutes into this match. Well, if you take off the minute after the top of the hour, it's about 51 minutes because it didn't start at the top of the hour. It started about a minute past. We might still break the hour here. Two balls, no good. I don't think.
Well, he's trying to get there. Came up a little bit short, but he's got a shot. It's tight. He may just play safe here. Let's see what he decides to do.
Oh, he can nail this to the 3.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, he overhit it. Is he going to get away with it? Yep, he did. That's kind of a delicate little shot there when you're having to, slow draw it. But he got it just at the.
Oh, he's trying to
lock
up with 10 and 6. Yeah.
No, that's not going to do him any good where that 5 ball is.
Yeah,
you can pocket that 5 ball and run right into the 6-10. I mean, that's just not thinking because, for that matter, it looks like the 2-6-10 is lined up. So he's playing a 4-ball combo here. Now, the key here is coming up with a shot on the 2. I'm not sure I would do this. So he's going to try to get lucky because that's almost what that is. And he got away with it.
And it's a 3.
I mean,
what's that?
He probably knew the 2 ball was going to release some, but that, you can't predict that. I probably would have not done that. I probably would have played the 2 and ran to the 5 and knew that I could run into that 6-10 shooting the 5 ball just because I think that percentage-wise that would have been a better play. But Bill did it his way. He's getting away with it, and I think he's going to win this game from this point.
Yeah, he can drop down, not hook himself behind the 8 and play the combo.
He's going to go straight through on this. Oh, he's not even going to go through. Yeah, he's just going to play the combo from here.
Ultra cautious, not playing something that he ends up look like an umpty by hooking himself behind the 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being cautious. You'll see guys in real life pros do that a lot. They don't like getting hooked, and they're gonna try to put balls on paths where they can't.
So Bill will be on the hill. Well, I think I called it 13-10 to Bill. Cobra called it 13-12 to Bill.
Yeah.
But that was the assumption that Chico was going to show up to play.
Bill plays at a nice pace too. I mean, Bill's not a slow player at all. I mean, he's not the fastest, but he's definitely way faster than average. And that's one of the reasons this match is going fast is that Bill plays fast. I mean, because, granted, Chico plays fast, but, it's been Bill at the table most of the time in this match.
Yeah, I don't know whether Chico's trying. It's hard for me because I haven't really seen a lot of Chico, so I don't know what his pace is and whether he's actually, whether he's trying to shoot quicker to keep up with Bill or I don't know.
I've only seen him play one other time for any extended period, and he seemed like he played about the same pace, but it was in the other World Championship match. And he did the same sort of thing. But I think, the way this match has gone is if Chico had played, not missed the easy shots, he's still losing this match because he just has not played safe or kicked or all the moving game very well.
I wouldn't have been playing to pot that one there. I'd have been playing to cut it to the long rail and onto this top rail and duck up the table, because there was no value in it. And I mean, Bill tried to pot it and bump into the 9 and 2 to free up the 2, which he's done.
He just doesn't want to get this done in under an hour. Well, that was a good shot, getting it past the 9 and 7.
He's too close to the rail here for comfort with the cue ball. Yeah, that's
not any good.
Causing him a problem.
That's terrible. Yeah, Chico's also shown himself to not handle the more difficult situations out well. I mean,
he's called the 5, and
that was a pretty damn good shot there. That wasn't an easy combo.
And the 4 comfortably goes.
Yeah. I mean, Chico, when he's rolling, he looks like he can really play, but there's too much inconsistency in decision making and missing balls.
Well, that's the cue ball. I think he's at a point now where I don't think he's bothered anymore. He might as well go for his shots. Try and get a couple of quick racks on the board.
You can see one of the reasons why his league average hasn't been raised, his league rating. It's because this is how he plays. How is he at 100% a league? I don't know.
No, because the other guys are worse than him at trying to get out when they've had chances. That's it. Falling short of the mark. So Chico's break. Now that was a couple of balls have gone. I think the 1 ball's one of them. What else went? The 6 has gone. And how tight's that too? Well, way too tight to be hitting at that pace to drop into the side pocket.
Well, I mean, he was trying to get to the 3 ball, and he did, but let's see how he plays this. I think he's going to draw this. That's what I'd be doing. Yep. It's a soft draw. Yep. In the worst case, you're going to catch a little bit of the 10 ball. That was well played.
Fat lady's warming up. In fact, she's come out her dressing room door, heading to the stage.
Yeah, what I find interesting is I watch players play, like a player like Bill, and it's like Bill's a good player. I mean, everybody knows
cue ball.
But I look at it as like, what does Bill have to do to win a championship like this? It's like, where do you have to get better? Because Bill's a good player, so nobody can deny Bill's a good player. The question is he a good enough player to win the world championship? And right now, I don't think he plays at the level of at least 2 guys in this.
Well, the main thing he falls short on, compared to the 2 guys we're talking about, because we're both thinking along the same lines, is cue ball at the end of the day. And that's the one thing that if he improved his cue ball better, then he pots just as good as the other guys. But I think that's ultimately what is his downfall in the tournament.
He banks good, and I think his cue ball is pretty good. I mean, he certainly can hit the cue ball a lot of different ways. He plays a lot of pretty advanced shots. I just think maybe some of the precision on the cue ball. Certainly, his moving game could be better. It's not bad, but it's not great.
Right, so let's do a quick refresh. We'll see there's 2 matches left on the schedule. Well done to Bill. Better luck next time for Chico. So if we look at the bracket on the 1-loss side, we can see Bill is through now to play Cobra. So here's one of the big barriers in Bill getting through this. Now it's a race to 13, so it's going to be squeaky bum time in that match, I'll tell you that. That's going to be good to look forward to. between Cobra and Bill. The bottom half of the draw on the one-loss side, we've got Bedhead waiting on the winner of the match that's coming up next, which is the one between Fast Eddie and Popman. Needless to say, Fast Eddie's going to be the favourite. Popman has to think that he can't play as bad as he did in his previous match to end up here on the one-loss side. He got scuttled by Spectre Dawn, and he wasn't at the races at all. So Popman's got his chance to carry on. He's going to have to take out Eddie. Now, that is going to be in about, about 28 minutes time. So I ain't killing the stream for 28 minutes. I'm going to have a look around and see whether there's anything worth watching. And I don't think there is. What's on? What matches is on? Hervey's playing snooker. Fast Eddie's in getting practice. In fact, talking of the Popman in the chat, there he is. He's in the chat in the lobby, but he's not in practicing. Chico says, thanks for making it relatively quick and painless. Right. And I know what we'll do. In the meantime. Let's go to the league page and we'll see what the lineups are for tonight. So we've got VP4 TV, we've got 9ball.com, we've got Popman and Mark Sharp setting the lineup tonight. We've got Team Pinas, we have Jova, Paul and Bullabog in their lineup. And breaking the system, we have Witt, Larry and Brainfill out. And Omega, we've got Mr. Fox. Chico's got a game on tonight as well in the league. And Ice Age is the third member of the team tonight for them. Then 9ball shots, we have Sergresh, Bankster and Zangetsu. And finally, lovely bunch of coconuts. We've got John Boo, Tommy and Vertical Liquid in the lineup tonight. If we go and look at the matches, that's not the one I want to look at. The schedules, we can see that it is Team Pinas against Breaking the System, VP4 TV against 9ball shots, and Lovely Bunch of Coconuts against Omega. And that is at 7 PM tonight, 2 PM Eastern, 1 PM Central, whatever it is, and noon Pacific. So I'll be there for that. I don't think there's much worth watching here at all. Let's go in and watch a bit of Hervey and see how this snooker's going. Right. If we can get in the room, that is. Oh, it looks horrible with a blue cloth, the snooker table. Well, Chico, you didn't get off the ground there. I just noticed you in the chat there. I wasn't paying any attention to the screen. But you didn't get settled at all. You got to settle in quick in these race to 13 matches. That's one thing, you don't get much time. Maybe I was.
Yeah, I'll be here for league, but I'm going to be a little bit late. I got a meeting at 2.
Yeah, well, I won't be streaming it because I'm playing. I'm leaving the streaming tonight. Not while I'm playing. Well, SC2's got a cute little panda as a profile pic. I don't know that worked as a safety. And Irby has a sunset as his picture. I think a lot of these players could be a bit more imaginative with their profile pics. That's all I'm saying. SC2, 2 points behind. And that's not great. But he's got an angle in the 8 ball, an angle in the black to come off the right side, cushioning back over past the 3 ball, or the green 6, if you want to call it that. Why did I call it the 3 ball? Because the 3 ball's red in pool. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm calling it the 3 ball because you get 3 points for the green. I don't know what's going on. My head's frazzled. It's frazzled. So a 6-point lead, a run of 16, or a break of 16. Oh. Well, this needs a well-controlled shot. He's going forward. This is going to finish in the bottom cushion, I think. I know what I'd be doing. I'd be just playing this to the side rail back to the bottom cushion here and ducking up behind the 8 and 2, the 8 and 5. Why did I call the 5 the 2 ball? Because it's blue. He's going all out for the pot. And now Irby has a chance to settle the frame. Going to have to try and get up the table though. Oh, he's going to go way past it and end up with the brown on the side. And that'll do though. And that's this rack over, or frame. So 1 behind, and just the pink required. And that is done. Let's have a look around, see what's happening. Well, Popman's now got himself in a room, getting a bit of practice in, as is Eddie. Let's see what What's happening in the challenge rooms? Not an awful lot there either. Who's all online? I've never seen that name before. Old Monk 7. Well, Spectre Don's in, getting his usual quota of practice. Vince Says is there, Napnicker's there. And we are, what, about 16 minutes away from the second match today in the one-loss side. Good afternoon to Albie. 13-11 to Eddie. Well, if Popman turns up to play, that might be the score. If Popman doesn't, then it could be 13-7 to Eddie.
All right, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in a little bit for the next match.
Yeah, we've got 15 minutes to go. I might just take a break as well in a second. Now, what room's Spectre on in? Let's go in and spy. Who's all in there? Rabbit is in there with Spectre Dawn. Let's go in and have a look. This is on the 10-footer, isn't it? Yes, it is. A nicely played little combo. He's going to have to play another one. It looks fairly well set, I think. Well, maybe not. No, that's why he's rolled through. I thought it was straighter than that. Now, I would think I think Spectre Dawn would do well to play some other games other than 9-ball and 10-ball. That might overall in the longer term help his game. And I don't know what games that I don't think there's an awful lot of tracks him. Well, he's got the flute. You don't need to worry about that when you can do that. A bit of cowboy would be handy for using the rails more. Moving the cue ball, although he does move the cue ball pretty well, but this must be like a foreign object, this 10-footer table for him. Yeah, if you're listening, you need to take up Cowboy Spectre Dawn. The Chico's gone for Popman 13-11. Well, that'll be in a good day. Yeah, he'll need to be well on his game. I'll stick with Eddie 13-7. As I say, that's depending on what Potman turns up. Because it's night and day with Potman. Well, a fair bit of spin in the cue ball needed. Get over that left side. He can just get there. Oh, I don't know what it is. I can't stop yawning. I think I was up at about 6:45 this morning, which is late for me. Yeah, well, I would still say that the Eddie blows more hot than cold. I think the obvious thing again, and it seems obvious to say it, but I think Potman needs a good start. He needs to get a decent start, maybe get a couple of racks on the board, and apply a wee bit of pressure to Eddie. Cue ball. I think that would benefit Potman if he could get a good start. Well, I don't know how often Rabbie plays on these 10-foot tables, but whether you play in a 9-foot or a 10-foot, all the balls are there. Now the angle I think he's got in the 3, he can just go to the rail back out. I think he wants to get reasonably a straight line on this 4 ball, but not too straight and not scratching in the side pocket. Let's have a look. That's he's just going to have to take his medicine and drop this in. And now it's a controlled shot with the pace because he wants to. Well, if he ran down into the 9 ball, it wouldn't do him any harm. He's probably coming left side of the 9. No, he's going right side of the 9. Well, I might have made sure I was coming a bit more to the left, but this should be fine. Oh dear. Well, if he'd got a straighter line in that 6 by coming down the left side of the 9, then it would have been a lot easier. And that's the inherent problem with a lot of players, is just not being able to get the job done when they're all there for you. Yeah, there's a match on in there's a match on in 8 minutes, Hog. We're in this room here just to kill time until Potman and Eddie get underway at 1/2 the hour. And this is a good time for me just to go and take a comfort break, and I'll be back in a minute. Well, I went away at the end of a rack there and I come back at the end of another one, so that was quick. Cue ball. Once again, Rabi comes to the table. He's got ball in hand. They're all on. And, well, again, you know, you look around the table, you do what you should be doing, find out where you're going. But I think it's the control of the cue ball and putting it in the best spot that gives you the best chance. It's maybe going to let Rabi down here. Now, he can go forward and around and out to get on this 4. He's come back the way, the danger being that the 8 ball might be in the line. He's gone past it. If he'd went forward, around and out with the right pace, he was nowhere near the 8 ball. That was the danger of going that way. And immediately, the inevitable has happened. And if he's going to jump this, he's going to have to pinch it a bit in the left-hand side. And that way, he's trying to avoid the scratch. If he hits it straight on, yeah, well, he's pinched it a wee bit, but he hasn't got out. And it still cuts in. And the cue ball's heading in a reasonable direction here. I think the only thing that can ruin it is the 8 ball. Well, now, what do you do here? I think that cuts in. He's got to blast it and do a stub and let it run. And just hope that he stays in the table. And the pace is nice. And it looks as if he's going to get the job done here. So, Mooncake is also in the challenge room. Mooncake now at the table. Rabi breaking off. Has a ball. 7 ball needs to get out of the way. And the 2 ball is fine past the 9. Well shot at the mark there, I'm afraid. And now he's in a whole heap of trouble. Well, it's going to be really tough. Will it get off the 7? No. But at least he's got the block on. Unless Mooncake fancies the combo, I think he's got to have a go at it. Right. This rack is over, and this room is over as far as I'm concerned, because we're now in preparation for the upcoming match. So we're all set to go. It's now just knocking on 1/2 the hour, and in about another 45 seconds, the room should be going up. So we're in. Steve should be back in a minute or two, and both players should be arriving any minute now. Again, just a reminder that the winner of this match, I think, did I say that earlier? I think I did. Goes through to play Mr.Bill on the one-loss side. Mr.Bill having coming through just a little while ago against Cheekychico. No, tell a lie. Bill's playing Cobra. Who did I get that wrong? It's the winner of this plays Bedhead, which is just another step up in quality. Your game's got to be improving for the remainder of your time in the tournament if you're going to survive. So whoever gets through here, regardless, whoever gets through, they've got to be on the ball against Bedhead. Well, neither of the two of them are in a hurry to get in. So Fast Eddie has arrived. Popman will be getting his notification alert, the audible alert, to let him know the room is up. And of course he's got 10 minutes to get himself in the room, or it times out.
I'll be back. Well, we only got one so far, huh?
Yeah, Popman's fallen asleep in his practice room, I think.
He's online but away. He showed up not that long ago, I didn't think. What's going on with Popman?
Well, he's been in all the time that last match was on, getting practice.
Well, he's got about 7 more minutes, and then he's done. I'll tell you what, your team is maybe not going to do too good today in this.
You trying to wind me up, Steve? You're forgetting that I'm in the team, and that's a different kettle of fish.
That certainly is. You haven't lost yet, so
yeah, I'm in the team. So it's either going to be good, bad, or ugly. I'll take what we get. But I ain't giving up.
Well, I'm looking at Lovely Bunch of Coconuts and Semi-Pros taking himself out, put Tommy in. Tommy, John Boo, and Vertical Liquid.
Yeah, well, it's only downhill for them.
Well,
Right.
I mean, eventually they're going to probably lose another one, but you don't know. I mean, it's not like these teams. I don't. Really, I don't think anybody has a clear advantage in this league thing. Nobody's like way better than anybody else.
Now, where the hell is he?
And we've seen the lower ranked teams get a couple wins the last couple weeks. If you look at the game won percentage, they're not that far apart. I tell people this all the time. Like, if you're winning at 55%, that's huge. That's a lot. You're winning a lot. And that's where the number one team is.
Fast Eddie on the right. Popman has already lagged. Pretty good lag, albeit offline slightly, and Popman's won it.
So Popman woke up and...
Yeah, I woke him up. I sent him a PM there to get himself moving. Welcome to Bill. Well done, Bill.
Good job, Bill. Well played.
And straight away,
it's a dry break, and boy, I'd be looking to play safe here for sure. Suck it back behind that 5-9.
Yeah, even if you bump into the 3, you have a strong chance of finishing in behind the 5-9. I don't know what he's doing here, though.
This is just draw it back behind the 5-9. I don't know what he's trying to do.
He's calling a 10, believe it or not.
I don't think the 10 will go. I think he is going to play the safety we're talking about. I don't think that 10 ball goes, but I think he is going to draw it back. I mean, if you hit the 10 perfect, it might go. Yeah, so that's what he's doing. But he's putting too much angle on it, isn't he? Oh, no, he's not. That's perfect. So he was playing at the 410, the 1-4-10, which I think was a pretty good play because it would go that way. Well, this is not a difficult kick. 2 rails, down past the 7 ball, off the short rail. This is not that hard a kick.
Steve will answer that question in a minute, Chico. I think it's a re-lag.
I don't think Popman is... I don't think Popman's looking at it, but that 2-rail kick, I bet I would make that probably a third of the time if I was shooting that in real life. And he did manage to hit it.
So, Steve, is it possible for the 2 cue balls in the lag to collide during the lag? What happens if they do? Yes, it is possible.
No, I don't think it is. I do not think it is possible for the 2 cue balls to collide.
What, do they go through one another then?
I believe they will, but I will tell you this, that if you cross the center line in the lag, you lose it. So
right.
If you're the player that crosses the center line, you've lost the leg.
So this rack very much hinged on that 5 ball and 9 ball.
Well, I mean, he's got a chance to get on the 3 ball here.
And he can get a bump.
5-9 split up.
Still be on the 4, and then hope he's got a good shot to get on the 5.
Yeah. Well, it's sitting good because you can come up and just hit the one side of the 5, which is what you want to do. The only problem is you're probably going to have a little back cut on the 4 ball. If you are going to hit the 5 more full, you want to hit this pretty firm. And he decided just to miss it completely.
Well,
I'm not sure what he's thinking. Maybe the 5-9 goes? No, not really.
No.
Maybe it's a bank. I mean, I'm not sure what he's thinking. See, I don't get that there because
he's missed
you're not going to run out.
And he's played one of the worst safety shots you're going to see.
He should have broken out the 5-9 there. He's sitting perfect to do it.
Well, Popman can have a go here as well. I mean, he's got to get the cue ball moving, but he's got an angle to get to this long rail on the right and try and come down and get a bump.
Well, you might as well, because if you don't, you can play safe. But this is actually he's actually sitting pretty good here with the inside right.
Yeah.
What's he doing? He's drawing this ball. I wouldn't do that. I would go inside right, or top right, and bring it back. Go 2 rails and around.
That was never going to work.
That was crazy difficult trying to do anything that way.
Yeah, that 5-9's never set.
He just got rid of the bank by putting the 8 ball there. Let's see how he does here. That was tough to get a hook there. But he did leave this a little funny. This is actually a little tricky here. We'll see what Fast Eddie decides to do.
Well, he can't get away from there because he's running full into the 8 ball, and he can only see enough of the 5.
That's a pretty damn good shot there.
That'll work.
That's a very good shot. I mean, that's difficult to judge, getting the cue ball off the 8 and through there and spinning it out with the English. That was a very touchy shot. That was an impressive safety there.
Welcome back to Semi-Pro. For hopefully the last match of the day. I don't want anything later on tonight, not if I can help it. And Potman almost running out of time.
I guess said he tried to hit the 5, so I guess he was saying Fast that he tried to hit the 5, which it was pretty hard to miss the 5 ball, which
he's on the knuckle.
Why I thought he'd done it on purpose.
He can't get to the 5.
Good. He's going to play it off the titty. He needs to hit this with right English. There's the only way you can make this is with right English, unless you just hit it just perfect. Right English will help you. See, that's the problem there.
That's a missed call. That's a missed call.
Yeah, that's the worst thing could happen is slop it in. Now let's see here. Yeah, there's enough room to make that 6. Yeah, I remember I was hanging out with Sean Putnam, and he was showing me some of those shots, hitting balls off the tits with English, and you can actually do quite a bit with the English off the titties.
Now the 8 ball doesn't go past the 10, so he's pretty straight here as well.
So what's with this U.S. Open site? Is this not live scoring on this thing?
What, Matchroom?
Yeah, because it's showing 0-0 right now, and it's showing it started Saturday at 10:11. So by that, it's been going 30 minutes. It can't be 0-0. This thing must not update live, or they're not updating it. I don't know what's going on.
Well, Potman's got a lucky little rub in the 9 ball there.
He needs to put more English on it than he's putting on. You need to get this thing to open up. Oh, okay, he's just taking it like that. He's taking the long shot.
It was 3-0 to Ruiz. Is that who it is, Mark? Francisco something Ruiz.
Well, that's a pretty good start because Beato's the favorite in that match. But, the difference there is they're playing winner breaks. So being behind isn't as bad a deal as it is in this World Championship where it's alternate break.
Now, here's a question. Do we know if they're using the rack or they're still using the template? Because in one of these big tournaments recently, not that long ago, they were using the template all the way up to the knockout stages, and then they changed to the rack.
I think they're using the rack in this one. I'm trying to remember because I've been watching it. No, I think they're using a template. So they're using a template with the 9 ball on the head spot, and they're breaking from the break box. And that's a big thing, breaking from the break box, because they got to turn the cue ball loose. They're cut breaking, and it's hard to string racks. I don't know what the high run of racks is in this tournament, but I would almost be willing to bet nobody's run a 6-pack.
Well, it's certainly a 5, because I remember one of the commentators saying that one of the players had just ran 5 in a row.
Yeah, you're doing good if you run 5 with that kind of setup, because you got to get a little lucky to run that many racks, just because the break is kind of indeterminate when the way you have to hit the cue ball. They're cutting across the one ball, trying to make the one ball in the side pocket, and the cue ball goes flying sideways back and forth.
Well, there's no
It's the
point.
same. It's basically the same break as when you break from the side, but when you're breaking from the break box, the cue ball is really moving.
There's an appointment for you, Steve. What you doing on Tuesday at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, your time?
I'm not sure I can do that. I've got 2 guests coming in from California next week.
Oh, just don't answer the door. That's what I do. Just put the car in the garage and shut the window blinds and don't answer the door and put your phone off.
Now you sound like Freddie Couples when they asked him why he doesn't answer the phone, and he said because somebody might be on the other end.
Exactly, yeah. Somebody you don't want to speak to. Oh dear. Well, Popman.
Oh boy, look
and
at this. It's a double whammy.
He's got to scratch as well. See, this is the type of numpty stuff he needs to cut out. He's got the good start, the one rack on the board, and he's just about to gift it away here.
Well, that's just not good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's shooting yourself right in the foot. So I take it everybody's still happy with the stream quality. The stream quality is still okay. It's not went downhill or went uphill, or I've had no complaints, so that's a pretty good sign. And Fast Eddie about to administer punishment here. So this is where you go up above the 10 as we look, and 2 rails and out, and get the pace right, and he should be doing this right every day of the week. This is a fairly straightforward shot.
He's putting straight top. I'd put a little bit of right English.
I would always help out with a wee bit of right, just to make sure you get that going to the rail.
A little. Yeah, because you need it to open up, and right now you're in danger of hitting a 10 ball if you don't get enough right English on it. Too much right is fine. You can open up more than that, you're fine. You just don't want to hit the 10. Okay, yeah, he hit it good. That's a good line. That's the line you want to be on. You just don't want to mess with running into the 10 ball.
Yeah, what does that, Cobra's just having the overlays on the screen. That's what does it. Because that just chews into the bandwidth a bit.
The thing is when you hit a shot with top like that, you kind of get a looping action. It opens up by looping, which is, it's good for some shots, but it's less reliable, and you have to hit a lot harder than the English.
So, Popman's break has given him a ball, and he's got a shot in the 1, and they're all there, and he should be out. That's all I'm saying, because this is exactly the scenario that you're in these matches. You get a break, you get a ball, you get a shot, and they're all there.
This rack has some issues in it. I think 4 to the 5 is a little tricky. I would play behind the 5 and play the 5 up table, because that's almost guaranteed. Yeah, you want to get near the long rail on the 4 and just let the cue ball come out with a little English and spin it over, and then shoot the 5 past the side pocket up table.
We're not going to get that.
Well, he's not even going to have to worry about that.
We're not even going to get that far, Steve. I mean,
boy, that's yeah. I mean, he needed to play that ball down on the end rail. That was a simple thing to do.
Well, that'll do.
Yeah, that was kind of lucky. Double kiss the ball. I think he can see the edge of the
can see
it.
Well,
maybe not.
And tell you something,
it's tight.
Yeah,
he could see it.
You know something? If he'd hit that hard enough at that angle, he was potting the 3. Believe it or not, he was potting the 3. If he'd blasted, Stubb would have blasted that.
Well, he's left the bank, and but this is a bank you got to jack up on, because you got to spare this thing, because you got to bring the cue ball back to get it out of the way. Let's see, can you go forward? Well, forward's no good is a problem. You might be able to go forward with it, but that's
he's not
not
called
how
anything.
you're going to want to get on the 4.
Oh, he
You
is
must
now.
be playing safe. Yeah, I would jack up and spare this thing. Ideally, you want to bring the cue ball back to that long rail. Well, see, he didn't pull the cue ball back, and he didn't make the ball. Other than that, it was perfect.
Well, he's got away with it.
Now, this is pretty easy to make the 4 ball. I don't think he got away with it.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
He's going to play the kick off the 3. He's playing the 4 ball. He's kicking behind it.
Right, so he's kicking the 3 and running to the 4.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the easiest kick, but you got to hit the 3 ball the right way to get it to go on that angle. But you want to hit it with top, and you want to hit it pretty hard. And he's called the 9.
No, he's called the 9, Steve. He's called the 9.
He called the 9.
Yeah.
Wow, good shot.
We'll give him that.
Okay.
I just noticed that in the top corner there.
It's time for another good shot. He needs to kick this 3-4 in, which is probably harder than it looks. The 3 ball's away from the rail, and you got to hit it. Even though that 4 ball's big, you got to hit the 3 ball pretty straight on to get it into the 4.
I think he's going a bit.
This is not the kind of kick I'd want to be shooting.
That looks a better line. He's just moved the cue stick there. That looks a better line.
Yeah, this is a hard shot. This is a low percentage kick.
No.
Well,
that's unlucky.
He almost fluked it in.
That's unlucky.
That was a unlucky shot.
Well, here you go, Popman. You've been given the lifeline. You've got ball in hand.
Well, they finally updated the U.S. Open race. It's 4-1 now. Rue is.
Yeah, the guy that must be doing that must have went in a tea break. Well, he wants to get out nice on this 6. Well, this is just going to be the big draw. And the one thing you do with this is overdraw it so that you come to the bottom railing and come out.
You just got to watch out for
you don't want to end up
pocket.
finishing short. That's just on the money.
Well, Fast Eddie's another one of these players that, is a good player that, I think he just ends up struggling with certain things. I don't know if it's nerves or what, but, it just seems like things go wrong more than they should.
So Popman about to regain the lead, but the break goes back to Eddie.
But that's what a good answer. If somebody asks you, how'd you lose that match? You tell them too many things went wrong.
Not enough went right.
Well, it's not the stuff that goes right. You can have a lot of stuff go right, but you're still going to lose if too much stuff goes wrong. The wrong is more important than the right.
Now, Eddie's break is dry. Nothing for Popman. But again, he's got to watch where he's going to push here. Now, if he pushes down there, he's going to leave a bank on for Eddie. And if he leaves, he wants to leave something of the 1 ball showing, but he doesn't want to be setting something up in a plate here for Eddie. Now he's going to the bank. He's setting up the bait. And is Eddie going to take it? You're damn right he is.
This is an interesting shot. I mean,
there's loads of traffic to avoid here.
Well,
no, I think
the problem's a 10 ball, because normally you would just hit this with a lot of top and pin the cue ball on the rail. You're going to have to get it out a little. Oh boy, I think he just hit that a little too hard. I mean, I think he was worried about getting hooked on the 10 ball, and he hit it too hard and caused the 1 ball to shorten up.
Well, this is one of these neither here nor there positions. I mean, that will cut in really thin, but he's hoping he hits something here to stay in the 2.
Oh, he's going to hit something. He's just got to hope he doesn't hit the back of the 3 and scratch. I think he'll hit the 4 unless he really hits this thin. I think a normal cut on this going in, he's going to hit the 4 ball. I mean, I think it would be hard not to. So this should be okay.
He's calling it across past the 2.
He's calling what?
He's calling the bank across past the 2 into the corner. And he's ran into it. He's ran into it with the cue ball. It was actually in a pretty good line, that 1 ball.
I thought the cut was a reasonable shot.
Yeah, I would have played the cut.
I mean, that's the thing, is you play a lot of banks, you play a lot of 1 pocket, you learn about where the kisses are and how to avoid them. I mean, that kiss was avoidable. Now, this is a good opportunity to play safe on this.
Yeah, tuck in behind the 3 and the 4. He's gone for the pot, but he's not going to have anything decent in the 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big, long cut.
I just don't like that decision, because that's the kind of thing, that's the kind of thing that Fast Eddie's doing that gets him in trouble, is that he shoots that kind of shot where, you could screw yourself on it. And even though he came out good, he still got this, which, could also end up being trouble.
No, if it keeps rolling and keeps rolling.
Yeah, I mean, so he's barely on this 3 ball. And, the safety was simple. I just don't get that.
I mean, that would be like an alarm bell to me when I had that position. I know where I'm heading. I'm heading in behind the 3 and 4.
Yeah, well, getting it behind the 3 would have been tough, but getting it on the 4 would have been easy.
Well, this has got to be another good one.
Well, I mean, the reason why it's tough every time is because of the shot he took is put him out of line. He's still out of line. I mean, this is not the shot you want to shoot. You're going to have to hit this with a lot of left English to get it to come down past the 8 ball. And, is it doable? Yeah, but, these kind of runouts, they'll make you gray fast.
Oh, yeah, these are grinding things. He's got the first part right, and he's got the second part right.
And he's finally back in line. I mean, this isn't bad at all. You can just pop this out a couple inches and shoot the 6 ball up table, which is what I do. I just pop this cue ball out 2 or 3 inches and shoot the 6 up table, and But it took him 4 balls to get back in line.
Yeah. No, I think he's a bit dodgy in the 6, is he? What line is this on?
He's okay. He's just gonna jack up and shoot a stop shot here.
Well, see, these stun shots are the ones that go to the jaws and rattle and hang. He's just played it nice and smooth.
You got to hit it in the pocket with that shot.
Now, what about the 8 ball? 8 ball is tight.
Ruiz ends up beating Beato. That's a huge win for him. He's been close before, he's a good player. He's definitely, he was one of my 2nd tier chances. The only 1st tier chance I had in that tournament left was Beato, and he may lose this.
Well, that was a good shot to get nailed onto that 8 ball there. Couldn't have put it any better. So we're going to be all square.
I'll tell you, these guys sitting there waiting for this next match, Lechner and Koping Chung, they're going to be like sitting there, biting their fingernails. It's always tough waiting for matches.
Well, when you think about it, though, if the actual broadcast started at 3 o'clock, or did it start at 2:45 and then they were ready for the match to actually kick off at 3 o'clock?
Well,
because the time they've done the introduction,
the time it says on the website for the match is 10:11. So they started, it had said 10. They started 11 minutes after.
Yeah, and that's because Sky were doing all their introductory crap.
Yeah.
They were doing all of that first, and then a commercial break in between, and then back to the actual match starting.
Yeah. I mean, the other match, it's going to be at least noon before it starts. It's going to be at least an hour later than they said. Well, I knew there was no way it could be at 11.
No, there was
I
that
mean,
was
a
never going to
normal
happen.
race to 11 is an hour and a half.
Right, so the break again was dry, and Eddie with not much of a shot in the one, shall we say. He's going for the jump over half the 2-ball.
This is crazy.
He'll do.
He's not going to get over this ball.
No, he's giving it a good go. Well,
he
that's
did get over the ball.
That's
wow.
Well done. Well, that was worthy of a replay, but I don't have the replay function.
Now that was something else.
That was a good jump. Well, he's kept that trick up his sleeve.
Wow. That was impressive. I didn't think there was any way you could jump that ball with a playing cue.
Well,
I mean, I know it's possible to jump with a playing cue, but that was a tough jump shot.
Now he's got to back it up now, having done the hard part there. And he can get to the 3, no problem. Now, this is annoying where the 9-ball is. And it's annoying with the line that he's got in the 3.
Yeah,
what does he do? Does he go forward and come back in the gap between the 6 and 9?
I'd just take the cut on the 4-ball,
Yeah, he's going forward. He's put a bit of inside left on it.
Well, he hit it good.
And now he's fine. Well, he's fine that he can pot it and see the 5, no bother.
Yeah, that certainly made the table simpler by, playing a harder shape shot, because now the rest of it's kind of connect the dots.
Well, he played the jump shot to win the rack, and now he's got to come through with it.
Yeah, I mean, just watching Eddie play, the thing that strikes me is that he's playing too many difficult shots, and a lot of that's self-inflicted. I mean, if you watch good players, it looks like they're playing easy shots all the time, because they are. Because they move the cue ball in ways and they make choices where they are shooting easy shots all the time. Like, you don't want this line, really. He's too straight in on this. And all of a sudden it gets tougher again. The best players play simple games, not fancy games. Not that they can't come with fancy, difficult stuff when they need to, but they avoid that because that's not how you run out consistently, by shooting a lot of hard stuff.
Well, this is going to have to be a wee bit fancier, because that's not what he wanted to be shooting the 8-ball.
Well, the 10-ball is really not in play. I mean, this goes right by the 10-ball. At least if you're playing the 9 in the same corner. If you're going to try to play the 9 on the side, the 10-ball might be a little more in play.
Oh, this pace looks good. This pace looks nice.
That's perfect. That's how I would have played it. I mean, you might have been able to shoot the 9 on the side, but I wouldn't even mess with the 10-ball. For sure it wasn't going to hit it at that pace.
Well, Eddie's sent a message to Potman. He's out to win this.
He's that's the kind of out you need, is don't let your opponent to the table.
Yep.
That's the basic rule. Don't let your opponent to the table, at least not with a shot. And
now Eddie has his break.
This is the part that's harder to control, is the break, because this is how you should be letting your opponent to the table. And that was a rack that wasn't so wonderful. That didn't come apart that well.
It's not. It is not conducive to a run out for Potman.
Well, ball in hand. It is. The key is the 5-ball. If you get on this 5-ball right, it's easy rack, because you're immediately going to open up that 6, 10, 8.
Well, I would suggest that the chances of getting good in the 5-ball are all down to how he finishes on this 4 for a start. I mean, he's got the 3-ball that's going to be a blocker, blocked by the 4. So
well, he's going to play.
He's trying to go over the short side, and he wants to leave this where he's just cutting the 4 and going over past the side pocket on the right hand side. He wants to get up quite high, though.
He needs to hit this ball with right-hand English and keep it closer to the long rail over here so that he can just thin the 4. He doesn't want to be very straight on the 4. This is okay. I mean, there's enough pocket there where he can choose how much he wants to hit. So, ideally, you don't want to go to the long rail here. I think you want to roll straight at this. And that's exactly what he's done. And he's got the speed.
That's
boy, he just came up a little short. But that's fine. He can get to the other side of the 6 ball. He's got a good angle. See, that's the thing, is that 6 ball goes in this other pocket. So this is a pretty easy shot to get on the 6, and then well,
I think he wants to make sure he gets high enough. He wants to get high enough. And that'll do, because he can come out clean, and he can see the 7 no problem.
Well, even if he had to bump the 8, it wasn't the end of the world. But you're better off not bumping the 8, because
let's have a look at the 8 from this side.
Make things bad. He's fine.
Well, I think
this is like no problem.
I would be trying to get a reasonably straight 7 ball so that he can come back a bit and try and get a. I mean, I don't think you can avoid the 10.
I almost got 2 straight, but he's okay. He's just run this down around the side pocket level or a little above it. You don't want to go past the side pocket, that's for sure. Let's see, and he's going forward, which is what you want to do. But he was a little straight on that 7. He needed to cut it just a little more to not do that, and he failed to.
He done the hard work there, getting to that 6 ball, and now he's giving it away. And it's going to be the 2 rack gap.
Normally I like going forward, but this one I would shoot the 8 in the corner and go back. I mean, I'm a go forward guy all the time, but that one I probably would have went back. Little dink back.
That's going to be painful. No, I think he's just going to go forward and stay this side. He's not going to do anything fancy.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. This is overhit the English a little, but that's fine. It's a lot less penal in VP4 to be on the rail than it is in real life. Although in real life, this isn't a shot you're going to miss either. Unless you're dogging it. Never underestimate Perdo. Perdo will bite you when you least expect it.
Well, that's going to be a sore one for Popman, because he's now 4-2 down and under a wee bit of pressure on his break.
Well, I mean, Eddie's definitely the favorite. Anybody call this match?
Cue ball. Oh, and it's gone in. The two decided you ain't hanging about there. It knocks it in.
Did you get any scores called for this match?
Well, I know what I called. I called 13-7 to Eddie. That's what I think I stuck with. I don't know what Cobra called. I can't remember. In fact, I can't remember whether he did call it. Did he?
Yeah, I think they got this website for the US Open on a once every 20-minute update. It still says 4-1 now, and I know it's not.
13-8 to Eddie, according to Cobra. So 13-7, 13-8. He can get to the 3. He's looking at it as if he's taking some of the 5 here, though. I don't know whether. I think if he puts a wee touch on this, he's digging down. Well, he'll have the cut in the 4, and he should be on the 5. Blind Hog says 13-12 to Popman. Well, Popman hung in there against Larry earlier on in the tournament and won in the final rack. But before he gets to that part of the match, he needs to get back in it. And again, it's a pretty good setup here for Eddie. Oh dear. Commentator's curse, and that's going to bounce up past the 9. And Popman has been given a get out of jail card. And this is awkward where he's got the cue ball. No, there isn't. Well, there are streams available, but none of them. There's no more free streams from the broadcaster. It's now exclusive to Sky Television. You have to hunt about in the net and you'll find live streams of the match on dodgy streaming sites like I do. Well, Eddie's going for the double hit. Now, Popman is going to be brave. He goes thin off the left side of the 6 ball, very thin. And doesn't look like he's doing that for the time being. Well, he is now, I think. Very thin.
Yeah. From here, this shot's pretty easy.
That's thin.
Yeah, I don't think that was a very good play by Eddie. He's lucky he's got this good a shot at it now.
Good morning to Run Out Rob.
This safety's tricky here. I would be 2-rail kicking at the 6 ball because going straight at it, I don't see a whole lot of good stuff happening. I would go long rail, end rail kick at this, and
he's not
that
left
was pretty
a lot
good
of it.
for where he's at. He left a piece of it. I'd probably just shoot the 6 ball in the side pocket because playing safe, you're going to bring the corner pocket into play. I would just thin cut this 6 ball in. You got to watch out for the corner pocket near the cue ball doing that. Yeah, he put some English on it
he needs
hold it.
to get a roll, and I don't think he has done.
No, I mean, I think that was a right shot, but he didn't make it.
Well, out and to the left, I would think, unless he's planning on taking it into one of the side pockets. What's he doing? Really going forward and coming right? He looks as if he's coming left. No, he's staying below it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a good shot.
That'll work.
Just roll forward with this one. Yeah, that's...
Well, that's called putting your money where your mouth is, Hog. Oh dear, he's bottling out. Cobra's called him out on a bet that Popman wins this 13-12. Cobra's staked 20 pounds sterling, and Hog's now thinking about it.
Yeah, you got to watch out, in the pool room woofing. Wow, that was crazy there. That was crazy too close to the corner pocket there.
He tried his best.
I mean, in VP you can sit there and woof all day like real pulling power does, but you go do that in the pool room.
Yeah,
somebody's going to take you up on
Somebody's going to be listening to you, yeah. Well, this is a mini crisis for Potman, and he has to stem the flow here. He needs to do it immediately. Fast Eddie's break though, and the 8 ball has gone in. I think it's the 8 ball. It looks like that from where I'm leaning back in my chair. I might be wrong. It might be the 4. It is the 4. And this is a great table. Well, reasonable enough. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, you know that old saying, put yourself in the other guy's position.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that in the pool room because you're going to put yourself in his position, and you're like kind of nitty, and you're going to find out that's not the way he thinks. I remember I had a friend that was playing a guy for 500, and I told him, I said, if you win this, he's going to want to bet 2,000. He's like, no, he won't. I'm like, yeah, he will, because I knew the guy, and I knew what the guy was going to do. And because my buddy, he would never do that. If he lost 500, he'd never say, let's play for 2,000. So people put themselves in that position where like they think, well, this is how I do it. Well, not everybody thinks like that.
Well, this is going to be a bit tricky. I mean, he's straight in the 8 ball, and the 9 ball's nailed to the rail pretty much. He's leaving himself some work to do here with the cue ball.
Well, I mean, this has been typical with Fast Eddie. You said he makes the tables too tough. He's a good player, but his performances would be way better. His win ratio would be way better if it was just simpler.
Well, this is a break and run, I think, from Eddie, which is exactly what he wants. Yeah. Cue ball's thinking about it. And it's now a comfortable lead, 6 racks to 2. Potman breaking with a mountain to climb already. It's just a question of how generous Eddie's going to be coming again. I think that's Potman's second scratch in the break. And that's no good.
Yeah, well, and one issue here, the 4 ball.
Yeah, well, what other issue is he won't be going to the 4 ball. He's going the quick way. He's going 110 combo.
I'm going to say this again. This is near impossible to miss.
Yeah.
Okay, for once I'm right.
Well, there's proper
outcomes match me.
Proper punishment for scratching the break. The match has ran away in the space of 3 racks here. The match has ran away from Potman. He's dead and buried.
Hillbillies. Well, I can tell you that I've been stiffed more than once, but that's a whole nother story. Getting stiffed. I've had a lot of negotiations after I won too. I can't say that I've never stiffed anybody.
Well, this table isn't so pretty.
Well,
it's better looking than it was now that Eddie's had a smack, and he's left the 2 ball on, but I don't think there's an awful lot on this 3 ball unless Potman can thump this in and run the cue ball, and I don't know whether he's got enough angle to work with.
Yeah, you can get this around. You can get this around for the 3 ball.
Oh, he's going to have to juice it up a bit.
He's going to have to juice it up a lot. He's going the wrong way, though. He's going backwards. I don't know what he's planning on doing. He's planning on getting lucky is what he's planning on doing, and he didn't. I don't. You definitely could have shot that shot and gone forward and got around.
Yeah. Now he's trying to duck for cover. And he ain't got that either.
Well, he didn't do it the right way because you needed to open that up and go to the end rail and then back behind the 5-7. Didn't have to even get that close to it, but the line he played it on wasn't good. You just need to just use English to open up the cue ball. Now let's see what he does here. This shot's a little tricky. This is a shot I like though with the right English. Oh, he's way too thick. He's going to get away with it to hit the 6. Well, he got the cue ball on the right line. You got to hand that to him. He's left the kick. These kind of kicks are a little hard to judge. And boy, he hit that way too hard anyways.
Oh, no, well, I think the 3's still on, yeah. So, 3 to the 4, and a cut in the 5.
Yeah, I mean, he should be out here. Now, you don't want to try to get too good on the 5 because you don't want to leave yourself nothing. What's he doing? He needs to hit this to the left. Okay, there we go.
Well, it wouldn't do any harm to be cutting the 5 and bump the 7.
No, that's what you want to do. You just bring this off the rail and bump the 7. You don't baby it, so you can't get stuck on it. You're going to bump the 7 out. You don't want to put the 7 on the 8. That's the only thing you don't want to do. But, you don't have to hit it that hard. You just don't want to baby it.
Oh, he skimmed off it. And now he's funny.
Yeah, this isn't a bad shot. I'll tell you, this is a shot I actually like. You hit this with a little bit of draw and a lot of left English and just kill it in the corner. You'd be amazed at what you can do with a cue ball doing that. You can take all the speed right off of this cue ball with some left English and a little draw. This ball you can draw into that right corner pocket though, so you don't want to put too much draw on it. He's not going to do that. He's just going to roll this and I think play the 7 in the corner. And there's a good chance he's going to, oh no, he is going for some kind of a kill shot here.
Yep, that works.
Yeah. And see, the thing about that shot is it's fairly speed insensitive because you can hit that a lot harder and it's going to end up in about the same spot because as you hit it harder, it draws further into the corner and it spins up more. He had a little bit too much draw on that to hit it hard. It would have scratched maybe. When you put inside English on a draw shot, the cue ball grabs a lot faster. So you don't get the same path as you do when you put an outside or whether you're putting just straight. It's gonna, the draw is gonna take effect quicker, so it's not gonna loop as much.
So the break goes back to Popman, but he's 8-2 down.
Yeah, I mean Popman's just he's outclassed in this match. I mean, really. I mean, Eddie's got more game, and Popman, things aren't going his way. He's made a lot of mistakes. It's just.
There's confirmation on the tournament page. Mr.Bill and Cobra have arranged their match for 6 p.m. on Tuesday, and that's the start of my days off, so I'll be there for it. And then, of course, we've got the big match with Albinario Inspected on Wednesday night.
It looks like this Ruiz match is becoming one-sided. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's been a lot of one-sided matches in this U.S. Open with good players. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's winter break. Because, you can, if you start breaking well, you can dominate in these matches. I mean, Filler lost 10-1.
Yeah, that was a heavy beating.
Yeah, but
the standard of the players, that could happen in any of the matches now.
Hey, but that happens. I had a friend, I was talking to him, and I'd looked at the bracket. He was playing in the U.S. 10 Ball Open, and he'd beaten Archer, and I think he beat Inman, and this was probably 10, 12 years ago, and So then he loses to one of the Chinese guys. I can't remember which one, but and he gets drilled. He loses like I think it was race to 9. I think he loses 9-1. And I said, "What happened?" He said, "Well, he goes, I lost the lag and a guy broke and ran 6 on me." So when that starts happening to you, it's hard to recover from that if a guy puts a 6-pack on you.
Now, if that just bounces, well, that's given Portman something to think about.
He left him the edge, unfortunately. Let's see. Will this ball go?
Well, off the 7 and 3.
You might be able to make it off the 3, but I doubt it because it's going to double kiss. Yeah, you'll get a double kiss on it. He's just going to try to dink it, which isn't going to work. Maybe it did work. I didn't think he could get away with that at the 7. I've seen Eddie jump one of these kind of balls before, so you got to figure that he's probably going to try to jump this again. Because I don't think he can make this without massing it or jumping it. Now, the question is, if he jumps it, what kind of shots are you going to come up with on the 3? Because it doesn't go either. I think he's going to play safe here. What's the point in trying to make this when the 3 ball's no good? Yeah, I think he's playing safe here. Yeah.
Well, I suppose, okay, he's left the 1 ball on, but there's not an awful lot on for Portman.
You almost want to play safe here. So if you're going to make the 1, the plan is play safe on the 3. What I'd probably do is make the 1, run into the 6. He decided to play safe there. I probably would have made the 1, run into the 6, and then cut the 3 onto the 7 and brought the cue ball down table, because the problem is that, that 3 ball is still crappy. Even if you get ball in hand, it's not a great situation.
Well, Eddie's going for another jump here. I think he's been practicing. Let's see how he does.
Well, we'll see if he can duplicate this. Wow, he did.
Well, he's worked out the jump. Didn't get the line, but now Portman, I think, let's have a look. No, he can't get the 1. He's trying to use the 6 again here, I think, but he's got, at the moment, he's got loads of top in the cue ball. He's trying to get to the 6, but that hasn't worked.
There's going to be a lot of safeties where that 3 ball is.
Well, if I'm up the table, as we look, I'm edging that 3 ball and coming out behind the 6 and heading back up the table.
Yeah, well, I'd probably try to do something with the 1 ball here, just because.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he didn't call the bank. He hadn't called the bank there.
I think he was playing safe.
And Portman can only go forward here in this.
Well, the biggest problem here is that, you can't get to the edge of the 3 very easily if you're shooting this 1, because, you don't want to be looking at the, if you can't get to the right edge of that 3 ball, it's pretty much no good, whatever you're doing.
I think he's decided that is the case. And he still found the side pocket. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so now you just got to decide, am I going to try to break this out, or am I just going to play a safety on the 3 ball? And if it was me, I'd be thinking that I'm not going to try to break it out, just because I think it's going to be hard to break that out and come up with a shot.
Well, let's have a look and see how tight this is. Well, this is ambitious if he's playing it. He's going for the old
10 ball.
The old boom bang bang bank on the 10 into the bottom right hand corner. Double kiss.
Yeah, well, it's not a terrible idea, but I think he had a better chance of winning of making a 1 and then playing safe off the 3. See, I'd be trying to break the 3 out here. I would have taken that same shot and run the cue ball at the 7
Yeah, you're pushing the 3 towards the pocket. Yeah, you're changing the whole game. Yeah,
because you get the 1 ball anywhere over, you got the 5 ball block in the pocket.
You said
you
it
could
again.
even get a hook on the thing, and then you clear the problem up. You got a perfect chance to do that.
I think this is dead straight. Let's have a look at this. Yep, it's absolutely bolt straight, yeah. So if nothing can do it, just run through.
Well, but he's got some safety options here, making him play safe.
How do I like the look of that? Well, I'm playing that.
There's a bunch of different ways to hit this. Gap. You could play this thin off the 3. You could play the 3 ball off the rail into the 7. There's a bunch of different things you could do here. You got to decide where you want to put the cue ball, what kind of speed you need. And that was not one of the better things to do.
That wasn't great, but he's got it awkward. Well, Popman simply got to win this rack. He's got to come out on top, whatever happens.
This is kind of a hard safety. I might just shoot this ball.
I think Eddie's maybe thinking along the same lines here.
Yeah, I mean, the side-to-side safety's tough because the corner pocket's in the way. Yeah, see, that's not a bad ball to shoot at. Sometimes you got to shoot at balls, and he could have come out not giving up a shot, but he did. But this situation is a little tricky because of the 8 ball there, You need to hit this with just enough speed to get by the 8, and that's kind of hard to do. Well, he overcut it and came up on the thin side of the 8, but...
Now he's trying to duck behind the 8. No, he's not. He's looking at other option, but I think he thought he was trying to get behind the 8 there.
I mean, that would be the best shot.
And that's
this
poor.
Is no good.
That's way short.
Yeah,
and that's a sellout there.
Not a good moving game because getting behind the 8 was really easy from there. Yeah, you taught these guys the wrong thing, Hugh, when you kept telling them distance is good. Distance is no good. Snookers are good.
Well, distance and snooker's perfect. Well, fast Eddie.
Distance can help. I mean, but like in that situation, you had to go for the snooker. I mean, distance is like when you're going for a snooker that maybe isn't guaranteed. If you're going to give something up, then distance, but you're still playing for the snooker.
Well, Popman is back at the table when he wasn't thinking he was going to be there. Now he's going to come forward behind the 10 and down. Now, how far is this cue ball going to come out off the rail, though?
Yeah, I think he's going to need to put a little left English to get by the 10, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get by that 10 without some English.
Now he's in bother.
He shoots too many shots where he's, kind of turning the cue ball loose and hoping that it comes out in a good spot. That's a hard way to play pool.
And that ain't going to work either. And Popman is, it's gotten to the rail, but it's bounced. And I think he's had his second go, and I don't think he's going to get another one.
Yeah, the only thing you got to avoid here is run into the 8 ball.
Like that.
Like that. Yeah, you needed to get wide of that 8 ball. But he's got the bank. It's not a hard bank. You're going to hit this with speed and bring the cue ball 3 rails out into the middle of the table. You don't have to hit it with a lot of speed. Oh, he's going the other way. Well, the other way is a 2-way shot, but the other way is a lot trickier as far as getting position, as far as making the 7 ball. I would have banked this in the side just because I'm sure I'm going to make it. But that's the 2-way shot that way.
Yeah.
Because if you bank it in the side and you miss it, you're probably going to sell out.
Well, this is my scenario. This is long distance between the 2 balls. He's got to hit this 7, and he can only see partial part of the 7.
No, this is no good, I don't think.
Trying for the double kiss.
That shot, you'd never shoot that shot in real life.
Now, if Eddie gets this right, this 7 could end up behind the 10, and, well, he hasn't hit it hard enough. I mean, that should have done another 2 foot of running on it.
Yeah, but this is a tough situation. He may just try to roll up on this again, because you could play side to side here. That's what he's going to do. But that's a tough shot, to get the hook on. They give up the bank.
Well, he's got to go for the bank. He's bound to have a shot in the 9.
Up the bank. Let's see this. Yeah. I would definitely be hitting this with a touch of left English. It's going to need the help. Position isn't a problem here. This is just like, unless you're bunting it, the position's automatic. And he's hit it good.
Well, I said earlier in the rack he had to come out and top in this. He still isn't there yet. He's still got to get in the 10 ball. It looks too easy.
Beato better get something going, or he's not going to defend his title.
And I made a mistake because it's Eddie that's at the table. I'm thinking it was Popman.
But it'll be an exciting final to see Ruiz against Po Ping Chung.
So 9-2 for Eddie. Dry break. No shot and no sight on the 1 ball. Well, I'm hitting that 1 ball and just drop behind the 3.
That's not a particularly good, you got the 10-9 there. That's not a particularly good push out.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you only left the edge of the 1 ball, it was still maybe not so good.
Well, he's gone the other way.
Edge. He took the edge anyways. I mean, yeah.
That still will do.
I think he's got a window. I think the cue ball will go between the 10 and the 9.
Oh, I'll tell you, I wouldn't trust my eyes with that shot.
It's a bigger gap than you think it is. I've had these shots, and you look at them, and you look at them, and look at them, and you got to talk yourself into shooting them because you think there's no way it can go between it. When it does, yeah, there's plenty of room to get between those 2 balls. You got to have at least a 1/16 of an inch on each side. But he'll never convince himself he can go between them.
Well, that's no good.
That's not going to help him.
And now he's not got a shot clock either, I don't think. No, tell a lie, it's he's trying to idiot. I take it he just tried to lock something up there. Make it awkward with the 2 ball. And now Eddie's going for the 3 foul.
Is Potman on 2 now?
Well, it doesn't matter because Eddie's not played a great snooker.
Yeah, that's no good. What always matters, I've seen guys like get this break where the guy doesn't, and then they hit some kind of shot and end up scratching and lose. It's always I've done it before. It always makes you feel like a dumbass when you do something like that.
Well, that 1-2 looks dead into the side. It looks dead. It might be going to the jaw more the more I look at it.
Yeah, that shot looks a little tricky because you're going to have to way overcut it. No, I think it'll go. If you don't hit it with speed, Well, actually, no, it's throwing the right way. This shot will go.
Yeah.
Because it was going to throw the right way. And he did a good job of moving the cue ball onto the one.
I can get you a link after this match is finished, but you need to be on the external browser. Don't click the link in the internal browser in VP4. You've got all sorts of crap coming up. Mind you, by the time I do get a link, these matches will be almost over, I would think. And that'll be like the after or the morning session finished. I don't know whether they're going to run through all day.
No, they're playing these matches back to back. They're not playing them at the same time.
Right, so the other one's still to start yet. Well, you might still see some of it.
I told you that earlier. When they get down to this level at the tournament, they play the matches both on the same table.
Oh, aye, that's right. Yeah. Well, this has got all the room in the world. 1, 2, 3, 4 rails onto the 7-ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5. Yeah. And now that 9-ball goes past the 10 that side as well. So
here we go.
Oh dear! Look at that for a shot. What a sitter that was.
Well, he bunted it. I don't know if that was a mouse hiccup, belly button lint, or what, because he hit that way too easy. If he hits out a little more speed, he makes that ball because, the cue ball turned on him and it didn't deflect enough, and he ended up overcutting it. If he hits that with any speed at all, he's fine. And if he was worried about, it coming back out too far, all he had to do was not hit it with top. Just hit it with, stun it with English. That.
Popman with this shot, if he goes right, he needs to go right far enough so he's not running into the 10. If he comes down the left side with a bit of inside English, he's clear of the 10 ball. Now, so he's got himself right over on the right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And that'll do. He had to get himself up there.
I didn't understand that shot by Eddie. I know it's VP and long shots aren't that bad and stuff, but, bring the cue ball out to the middle of the table. Hit it with a little more pace and, little stun run with a little right English and bring it out to the middle of the table.
Yeah, you look at the amount of space in the table. You let that cue ball just come out. There's not a problem with the pot. And he's gifted this to Popman.
Yeah, well, those are the kind of mistakes that, Fast Eddie's got to get rid of.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Right, well, it's all over. Not that the 10 ball's finished anywhere great, but this is getting cut down the rail.
Right, Chico, you still online? That was Perdo.
Yeah, I think Popman's thinking about dinner time before the league matches tonight.
Got a long time before league, but yeah, that's
cue ball. Oh well, the 3-ball blocked it and decided to go into the pocket instead.
Yeah, that worked out nicely.
And the 1-ball goes, and he can just drop across the other side of the table for the 2.
This is he needs to cut this 1-ball. Let's see. It's hard to avoid the side pocket. He managed to. Wow. Okay, he just hit the 1-ball under the rail. I put a little more friction on these rails after this next update. That is not going to go in. He really, really cheated up the table.
Now, playing the cut. Now, what about the 5-ball?
Well, just got to hit this with some inside.
5-ball goes.
Now, see, he's putting top on this. You don't want to put top on this.
Yeah, you just want to straighten up off the rail and come down the right line.
Well, I mean, he hit it easy enough. It was rolling, so it was okay. It didn't matter.
Well, he wants to make sure he hits this just so it's tapping the rail and probably brushing that 9 and still squeezing in. Got to be delicate enough, but he's still got to have the pace on the 6 ball, and in fact he's got it clean. That was well done.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, as long as you would go into the rail first, even if you bumped the 9 ball a little bit, it was still going to go in. But you couldn't afford to hit the 9 ball first. That would have been all over.
Well, it looks like another consolation rack for Potman. Damage limitation is the order of the day.
You mean try to make the score look better?
Yeah. Well, I don't think.
I'll tell you what, you can have some big comebacks in pool. I mean, it's a lot harder with this alternate rack, though.
Well, look what happened with the Interchange X match. He was 12-6 up. He was 5-0 up. He was 6-2 up. And he somehow managed to lose it in the end. Break goes back to Eddie, though, with a very comfortable 7-rack lead. Well, the 2 ball did its best to go in there. The 8 ball blocks it, and it's still trying to get in.
It just hung up there. English was wrong for it to go in. English held it up when it caught the side of the cheek there.
Well, I don't think he wants to play the 1 off the 2. He wants to just run this 1 in and let the cue ball drop through.
Yeah, that was well pocketed there. No doubt that one was going in. So this thing's so deep in the pocket, he's going to have to draw this out of there. There's no way you can do anything but a draw shot here. It's way deep. And he's going to screw this back and open it up too much. Watch out. Watch out.
Oh, dear.
Watch out.
He's nailed.
Oh, boy.
I think he's called the side pocket. Just in case.
If that goes by the 4, then he's probably out. It's tight.
He's got half a pocket if he sends it to the jaw.
Yeah, I think it will go. He's going to be hitting it pretty easy, so.
Yeah, he wants to keep the cue ball.
This is way out there. Yeah, that was way out there. That was a little too far. He played a little too safe there. What kind of logo is that Potman has?
The foggiest idea what it's meant to represent. What the hell is it?
It's either an ant or it's like some kind of spaceman. I can't tell which.
I have no clue what that is. I presume it looks a bit like a base. It just looks like some sort of logo. I don't know whether it's meant to represent anything. This 4 ball's trying to run away. Oh, and it ran away far enough. But Eddie's going to have to. Well, what does he do here? Does he try and run around the table and come the bottom end of the 5?
I would play for the 5 in the side pocket. Go 3 rails to the 5 in the side pocket. And if you overrun it, you got the 5 down table in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And if you overrun even more, you got 5 in the same pocket as a 4. This is mostly English.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got it on the wrong line.
He might be running through for the 4 in the other corner, yeah.
See, that was a shot to play because even hitting it bad like that, there's a lot of ways you can come out with a shot.
Well, it's still not a gimme this rack, the way these balls are sitting, but
I don't know. I think this is
if he
a gimme.
can,
This
if he
is
can
just
get
put the
nice,
cue ball in the center of the table, go 2 rails to the 8. He's putting a lot of English on this. This is just really, you really just need to get this to the center of the table. A little cut on the 7 doesn't matter. See,
well,
you know, it's like he takes a simple shot and he makes it complicated and then does that. I mean, really, all you had to do was hit that ball going forward with it, and it was going to come out to the center of the table.
mm-hmm.
You got to cut back on the 7, and you just roll it around 2 rails and shoot the 8 and run out. I mean, it's like overthinking it, turning into something difficult when it's not.
Well, this needs to keep rolling, and it needs to die.
Well, he's going to get locked up here. Why is he shooting this? This is the simplest safe in the world. Cut the left side of the 6 and put the cue ball on the 8. I don't know why he's shooting this ball. Maybe he's just getting pissed off, and I don't care. But I would never shoot this. I play safe every time.
And this is a guy that's leading 10-2, 10-3, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, why shoot that?
Yeah.
He did decide to play safe.
Well,
he didn't get it running on the right line.
Well, the 7 still goes.
Yeah, I would have been playing safe on that every day of the week. Because even if you shot the bank, getting a shot on the 7 where the 9 ball was sitting wasn't easy.
7-6 Ruiz.
Yeah, I don't get that strategy. There's a lot of different ways to play safe here.
Who was Celtic playing? Who were they playing, Matt?
That's amazing. So that's one of the ways you can go safe. He didn't get there, but maybe he did. He got the little kickback off the channel. So Ruiz was up 7-2, now it's 7-6. So that's Beato's coming back, and that's
Hibs.
That's what can happen with this kind of winter break stuff and good players.
Well, a lot of Popman safeties have been, the best way of describing is pretty poor.
Yeah. What's he going to do here? All right. Well, Cheekychico's had another good U.S. Open. I mean, Cheekychico has done real well the last couple of years in tournaments.
Well,
Melling had a good U.S. Open. Kachi.
You don't want to come over and mess with the right side pocket. And that's just running a wee bit square.
That's fine. It's a good shot. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get too far below it. You know, if you're going to make a mistake speed-wise, it needs to be on the high side on that shot. But he got away with it.
So this match is 1 hour and 21 minutes, but it's not got much longer left. 11-3 to Eddie.
I'll tell you, I've watched Beato play a lot of pool, and he is a bulldog. I've watched him give up tremendous weight to people. I mean, tremendous weight. And win. And I'm not talking about giving up tremendous weight to guys that can't play. I'm talking about giving up weight to guys that can play. And, you know, that's hard to do. And that's one of the reasons the Filipinos are so good, is because they do that every day. They're in action every single day. And They'll give up weight. They'll do whatever. They're going to play. They're going to go down to the pool room and play for money every night. Whether or not he can pull this match out against Ruiz, I don't know. You know, I mean, I think given that they're about even now, it's probably in Beato's favor. But anything could happen in these races. As far as this match goes between Potman and Fast Eddie, I think the fat lady's already singing. At this point, Potman's just trying to make the score look not so bad. No, I don't have a link. I'm just looking at the update on the website. If you go to the Matchroom website, they have live scoring, although it's not very live. It's like, let's update it every 20-minute kind of score. I just saw 7-6 because Mark had posted it in the chat.
Switch, if you don't already have VP4 on external browser, switch it now and I'll go and get a link as soon as this match is finished. I'll find one if it kills me.
And his links may or may not work here. Unless you have a VPN, you can set it to another country because some links won't work. They'll be blocked in the US.
Mm-hmm.
But a VPN will solve that.
Well, Potman's going to get his next consolation rack here.
But you got to pay for a VPN.
Well, I've got a free one on Opera. Opera comes with a free VPN built into the browser.
Let me put it another way. You got to pay for any VPN worth using.
Yeah, yeah.
Semi-pros call it 1311 Potman. That's a bold prediction.
Yeah, it's you'll know it's getting close when I start getting excited, and I'm far from that at the moment.
Okay, my live scoring just updated 8-6 Ruiz.
What is it? The race to 11?
Yeah, so Ruiz needs 3, Beato needs 5, and that would probably favor Ruiz at this point because you know, that's a little bit of a hill to go up. I mean, with the winner breaks, I mean, Beato can still win, but he's definitely the underdog at this point. Especially if Ruiz is still at the table. Oh, well, that almost ended up going in anyways.
It tried its best. 5 balls locked away, hidden in a corner there behind the 7. But that's a good place to duck as well, if you have to at any point. And I think Potman has to be thinking along those lines. He can't, unless he gets really good in this 4 ball, he's got to measure up the pros and cons and the advantage of potting this 4 ball, and he's going to scratch instead. Well, he took the coward's option. He decided to scratch. Oh dear.
Let's see what he does here. I mean,
well, he's going for a blast to open these.
Well, you kind of got to think about how you want to hit this, how you're going to come up with the shot.
Well, I think going to the rail and nudging the 7 at the same time would be the better idea, because that's sending the.
I like going this way if you hit the long rail first and then the 7.
Yeah.
Because the 5 ball is going to go 2 rails and sit in front of the pocket.
He looks like he's maybe. Oh, yes, going in. Yes, going in. I would have hit a bit more juice than that.
Way too easy.
I would have hit that with a bit more.
That's not what you want to do. That's more belly button Lynn on the mouse, I think. I'm not sure what he's calling here. You just want to roll up on this 5 ball. That's a shot here. 2 rail, just roll up and bump it real easy. Because it's hard to make anything else good happen here.
You're not going to get there.
But you got to hit the 5 ball. So if Beato goes out, that means all my favorite picks are gone. And then I've got 2 second-tier players I picked, which was Ruiz and Ko-Ping Chung. So if that happens, hopefully Ko-Ping Chung wins, so those guys play each other in the finals.
I'd just be skimming this and coming back across, because if he tries to get away from it, he's opening it up.
Well, if he couldn't hit that past the 7,
And he's left
doing it.
He's left the kick.
Now he's going to get locked up. This kick's easy. Kick this 5 ball and put the cue on the 7. Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, dear.
That is terrible. That was a pretty easy shot there. Yeah, guys just, they're not sure of the line on the kicks. And I've said this before, you got to start thinking about the position of the center of the ball as being the rebound spot. So the rebound spot is basically a ball radius out from the
this is
tip
horrible
of the cushion.
as well.
Or on most pool tables that are broken in more, it's where the wear pattern is, where the balls run down the rail, you'll get a little wear pattern. That's the reflection angle is off of that, not off the bumper.
That was well done.
See, if you think about that, Hugh, in a situation like that, where he came up way short on that kick on that 5 ball, is if you're looking at the rail as a reflection point, and then you look at the gutter there as a reflection point, the gutter is way further out, so it's going to make you aim, so that you have more angle, and he would have hit the 5 ball properly. It's a simple little thing.
Well, don't scratch the side again if he's going to stun this and bump it up. Yeah, he's fine. He just needs to get there, though.
Well, Semi-Pro's still alive with his 13-11.
Well, we're 2 hours away from Saturday night 9-ball league.
Yeah, $20 a year VPN is pretty cheap. But if you've got a good one, then that's a good price. I'm on Surfshark, and it's not that cheap. I think I bought, well, it's not that much more. I think I bought 2 years for around $50. I can't remember what I paid. But I can't say Surfshark's been pretty good. There's a few other ones that are good too. I mean, you just have to have servers in a lot of places around the world that are fast and responsive and not overloaded to be good. Nice. Plus, some of them don't actually properly shield your IP, or there's some security issues with some of them too.
He's in no man's land here.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the nature of a VPN. It's a virtual private network.
Well, Popman having to kick, trying to go between the 6 and 7 to find a line. I think he's called the 2 into the corner. Oh, now is he getting a roll? No, he isn't. Well, ideally he wants to bump either the 9 or the 5 here. He doesn't want to go past him. Danger of hooking himself. And that'll work.
Yep.
That's
well done.
The order of the day.
If you can roll the cue ball on the lines that you want, those kind of shots are pretty easy.
And behind the 5. And out for the 4.
Yeah. He's okay here. I just don't like leaving that much distance because, you know, especially if you're going to draw the ball, being closer makes it a lot easier to control it.
9-6 to Ruiz.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Beato. He's not out of it, but he's going to need something good to happen to win from there.
Now, how soft is he going to play this? Because this cue ball, if it's running into the 10 and 8, he's playing it nice and soft to try and hold the line. That looks as if it might work. Let's have a look. Oh, he's got to just punch this in and get the cue ball out into the table a fair bit. He wants to, and that'll work.
I know interchange X had picked Ruiz in this, which is that'll be a huge win for him if he gets this. It's U.S. Open is hard to win. The fact that Shane's won 5 of them is pretty amazing.
Well, Eddie, I'm going to tempt fate here. He should be on the hill, and it should be dinner time. Because my stomach's rumbling. And that's always a crisis.
Yeah, I still consider Earl Strickland to be the best 9-ball player of all time.
So, that's Eddie breaking for the match. That rack's fairly well tilted there to the left. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it can get a little tilt on it.
So that looked dry to me. Did anything go? Yep. 5-ball went. Andy's got a shot in the 1. Andy's got a combo in the 2-4. And the 3's over the corner. This match is over.
Well, who's going to win first? Ruiz or Fast Eddie?
Well, Fast Eddie's got this done. Because Ruiz needs 2. Eddie only needs 1. And he's running a bit too far. This is not going to be quite as easy.
Is he going to cut this or play it? I would play this 2-ball off the rail. I wouldn't try to cut this. He tried to cut it.
Oh, unbelievable.
That's why I wouldn't try to cut it. It wasn't that easy cutting it. You had to overcut it by a ways to get it in.
Well, Popman lives again.
Looks like Cobra's having Chinese.
That has to be down to commentator's curse, because as far as I was concerned, this match was over. And the only thing that can save Eddie here is how well Popman leaves himself on this 9 if he gets that far, because this 9 might be quite tight. It's off the rail. It's a good.
Yeah, it's not that tight.
It's a good quarter of an inch off the rail, more than that. And that's not what he wants. That is not what is required. He's going to have to play the cut. He could miss the 8-ball. He could come back across behind the 7. Nobody knows. And he's come above the 7. It needs to slow down. Oh, again, it's another one of these ones. He's got to see the shot and play it. Get into the cue ball.
I don't consider this to be a hard shot. This is just draw with some right English. It's not really that hard a shot.
Don't hang about, though. Yeah, don't hang about. Don't spend too long with it. Well, I mean, he's absolutely nowhere near it.
He missed it by a diamond.
And I'll tell you something, it's the best miss he's done today, because he's left Eddie the jump. We're going to get a third chance to see a jump shot.
He was really playing safe, and we didn't realize it.
I haven't a clue yet, Mark. I'm going to have a rummage. Whoa, he got drag on that there. He played a kill jump shot, and he's left it in sort of no man's land.
Well,
I don't think he meant to play a kill jump shot, but he did.
See if he takes this shot on.
Well, do you try and? Oh, this is a big risky shot. You're trying to bank the 7 up and down the table and drop behind the 8.
Not bank. I'd shoot in the upper right hand corner.
Oh, no! You put the cue ball in like Popman's just done.
Yeah, he's got a better idea. Let's put Whitey in there.
Oh dear.
Oh man, I'll figure out how to lose. Just watch this.
That's exactly what he's done. I mean, it just. Oh, well, it's we know the 9's off the rail, so he just needs a little angle. So there's nothing to do with the cue ball. Just get it cracking on the line. Well, I'd be just coming down the right hand side here where he is. Just a little dink and a little.
I go straight down the table. Pull it back just a little.
Let's see. It looks like he's going left the way he's playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming down this side to the short side of the tent. Yeah. And then he looks as if he's hitting it harder.
Short side of the tent.
No, he's coming the other side.
He went straight down. Yeah.
And this is all done and dusted eventually. Well, Popman never got to 7. That was my prediction. And he did well to end up getting 5. So it's a comfortable win for Fast Eddie. Quick confirmation on the bracket. Bottom half of the one lost side. We'll see that Bill and Cobra, we know, have arranged for Tuesday night or Tuesday early evening UK time, 1 p.m. Eastern, and at 6 p.m. UK time on Tuesday. And further down, we now know that Fast Eddie is going to have to step up against Bedhead. And, well, they've got, how long have they got? They've got until the 20th to arrange that match as well. So
we got a couple good matches because Fast Eddie could beat Bedhead, and who was it that was playing Cobra? Mr.Bill. Mr. Bill could beat Cobra. I mean, we got 2 matches where the underdog's got a chance to win.
Yeah, they've all got good chances. And, of course, we've got the big one, Albinario and Spectre Dawn, on Wednesday evening at 8 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central or Mountain Time, and noon Pacific. And that's it, guys. I'm going to get fed. I'm going to try and find a link for the remainder of this match for Blind Hog. And I'll post that in the lobby in a minute. Thanks to Steve for joining us. And take care, and we'll see you again soon.
Good evening, guys.
Good afternoon. We'll see you later.